Poof. Hello everybody and welcome back to another live stream of building the Altmer Pure Mage. As you can see, there have been some big changes. I've been a busy boy. How's everybody doing? We got Magus, we got 57 Strudel, we got Mr. B Plays. Happy to see everybody. Yeah, that's these clan fear that are following me around here. They're quite noisy. They smell a bit, but they sure are sexy, aren't they? Look at them. All right, so yeah, we have Farkas striking a pose right behind us for some reason. Yeah, we're here in the Tomb of Ysgramor. I just took on the Companions questline just because it gave me something to do, gave me like lots of people to kill or whatever. Forgot how tough the Silver Hand are with those silver weapons when you're a werewolf. He kind of looks like a necromancer, doesn't he? No, he's just kind of a dark mage. I needed to craft some stuff that looked good so that I can enchant it. Getting to the point now where enchanting is a little bit better than the stuff that I can buy, especially when you consider being able to control what enchantments you have on each piece and, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, he's got some new duds, looking sexy as hell, you know, sporting that drip. Is that what the kids are calling it? Yeah, so I've gotten a ton of new spell here. Let me get out of this view here. It's bugging the hell out of me. Got some new spells here. I went ahead and got all the Enairim spells up through Apprentice, and I want to kind of start exploring those a little bit. So if anybody has any like broken ass spell combos up to Apprentice for Enairim, let me know. I want to try them out. What I've been playing with a little bit lately, well, is the Sky UI equip sets. These have been helping out a lot, and before I go into a dungeon, I can kind of reset what I have in each hand and whatever. So yeah, I've been using Clan Fears. I was using the Conjure Dremora Churl. They're powerful, they're definitely strong, but they're also a pain in the ass because the trade-off that you get for having a very strong summon available at Apprentice level is that if they manage to get killed by an enemy, they respawn under the control of whoever killed them. So now, instead of fighting one tough enemy that is capable of taking out your powerful conjurations, now you're fighting that powerful enemy plus that powerful conjuration that you just tried to fight them with. So I was struggling a little bit with that, especially against the Silver Hand. As I mentioned, they're very tough. But I might be more tempted to use them against lesser enemies. In fact, let's go ahead and use them now. I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble in this dungeon. The ghosts that patrol Ysgramor's tomb here are significantly less powerful than the Silver Hand, at least in my game. So we'll go ahead and use the churls. I also have Iron Flesh that I've been using through Power of the Master. And that I have actually just hotkeyed so that I can just switch over to Power of the Master in the right hand, still have Iron Flesh in the left hand. And then I still have Iron Flesh ready to cast to get the Distorted Shape perk. So another thing that I want to do, okay, yeah, let's talk you guys through this this Distorted Shape perk. In the alteration tree, you have to take the Mage armor stuff here, but once you get that, you get access to this perk called Distorted Shape. This is extremely powerful. Whenever you gain an armor spell like a flesh spell in combat, or you enter combat with the flesh spell already active, you become intangible and unable to be affected by. You're basically invincible, like a become ethereal for 10 seconds, or until you perform some kind of like spell or attack or whatever. You know this style well, nice. So this gives you just enough time to, you know, set up your offense, get everything going, make a quick conjuration, get some cloak spells going, whatever. It even gives you enough time to do a full like master level ritual spell, which is very nice. So this can get you into combat, get you into trouble. It won't get you out of it, but it will get you into trouble safely, and then you can just use like a become ethereal or whatever to get yourself back out. But yeah, that's how I'm using Iron Flesh Marcus. He's really afraid of the clan fear behind me, and I am not gonna blame him for that. So yeah, right now I do have Iron Flesh hooked up to contingency, which automatically procs distorted shape whenever I enter. The hell? Where did I get that common soul gem from? All right. Oh, that must have been Belran giving me some stuff, giving me a gift. So yeah, I do have Iron Flesh hooked up to contingency right now, and contingency triggers on entering combat, so I do get that distorted shape whenever I enter combat. It has a cooldown of 30 seconds. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna go ahead and hook up Okado's Recital. The reason I don't have Okado's Recital, I'm sorry, I'm swinging around the camera a whole bunch. The reason I don't have Okado's Recital hooked up right now is because when all of the spells are supposed to kick off at the same time, the other spells that you have in Okado's Recital will overwrite that flesh spell and count as your offensive or defensive action, and it will cancel out distorted shape. So I was running with just Iron Flesh in contingency as like an auto cast. But now that I have these equip sets set up to where I have Iron Flesh ready to go, I can cast that manually after Okado's triggers triggers all the auto cast spells that I have in it. So that's something that I'm going to do today is set up some of those auto cast spells with Okado's Recital so I could just cast Iron Flash on top of it and get the distorted shape. It's like using a soul cloak and elemental cloak, last one wins. Yes, exactly. And when you cast them all at the same time, at least in my experience, it's like 100% of the time the flesh spell just gets eaten. Maybe because its cast time is faster than anything else you're trying to cast, but yep. That's kind of the setup for this character. Before we get going, let's see, maybe I can just go ahead and set up Okado's Recital right now. We can walk through it together, but I also want to set up my combat setting for undead. So I think we want Kaldem Scorcher is good, but I like to have a little bit more space. So just your basic Firebolt has been doing a lot for me. I do have the rune spells as well. The problem with the rune spells is that there's a lot of splash damage and there's a lot of friendly fire. So trying to use a rune spell outside of sneak or to outside of like opening up combat before your minions can get in and start getting into the mix is kind of like a death sentence for your followers and your minions. So I've been I've kind of moved off of runes a little bit for now. Maybe once I get the black book that limits friendly fire, I can pick those up again, because they are very powerful, right? Very strong for apprentice level spells. But yeah, Firebolt works well. Taldum Scorcher is cool too. It has a wide area of effect, but it's a little lower range than Firebolt is. And I think I'm going to be using this in conjunction with Turn Lesser Undead for a little bit of crowd control. And while they're running away from me, I can pelt them with the Firebolts. So let's go ahead and save that to the equip sets there. Yeah, I was using a combination of Creeping Cold and Fracture. And Fracture does extra damage when you attack them with another cold spell. So hit them with the Fracture, pelt them with the Creeping Cold, and then hold Creeping Cold on them. If you can hold it on them for a few seconds, you'll get a freeze and like an explosion of cold damage. And the whole time that you're holding Creeping Cold on them, you can just be rapid firing Fracture at them, and it's extremely effective, even without any perks in the cold subtree. Creeping Cold is a solid spell. Yeah, Magus, I'm glad to get your opinions and analysis of these, because you have a lot more experience with like these pure mage characters than I do. So this is a learning experience for me, which has been a lot of fun. yeah, like I said, I haven't done a pure mage run in a long time, so being able to discover things for the first time, or for the first time again, is a lot of fun. Okay, let's get Okado's set up here, shall we? Stores the beneficial self-targeted in your left hand, cast it for no cost. Okay, so a few things I want to do. Oak Flesh, we're going to be casting... we're going to be casting Oak Flesh manually. So I'm trying to see what else we got here. And they wonder why I play mages. Mages are greater than every other type of character. There we go. I like hybrid characters. I have played pure mage characters, but it's been a long while. But I like to mix and match a lot. See what I can do there. Is there anything in alteration that I want to throw up here? Don't really think so. Illusion, we can do Ponder. That's a nice favorite that I always go to. I don't really see anything else that's a self-cast beneficial spell. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. Ponder comes from Arcanum and gives you like a random buff. There's a set of 3 buffs that it'll give you. It could be something that works well for a mage, could be something that works well for a rogue, or it could be something that works well for a warrior. It's just kind of luck of the draw, but I'm just using it for illusion. I don't have any cloak spells yet. I should put Soul Cloak on there though. Fill up some soul gems while we're at it. Pure mages get a bit boring unless you specialize in something. Yeah, that's the thing, is that there's like a million different ways to play a pure mage, right? There's not a million different ways to play like a melee warrior. So yeah, you got to specialize. There's a ton of different ways to specialize for sure, especially with Ordinator and all the different spell backs that you can get off of the Nexus. So yeah, that brings me to another point that I want to talk about shortly, but I need to figure out what that third thing is going to be. Mystic Wind might be nice. This is a way to restore magicka just by sprinting. Wild Healing might be interesting. That's a pretty powerful healing spell, and it might hit an ally. Divine Light would be good. Healing Touch would be even better. This is a forgotten magic spell, and I'm trying to stay away from FMR right now because that really leads to, you know, specialization, and then you kind of get away from the general pure mage thing, and then you become a warlock, or you become a mystic, or you become a pyromancer, or whatever. And as I'm using this as a learning experience to get the more general mage information from Enairim, I don't know if I want to dip my toes into the FMR stuff. FMR is the tits, but I want to do specialized builds for each FMR archetype, right? It's not that I don't like FMR. I freaking love FMR. I think it's amazing, but it does become very overpowering once you start getting into them. What is FMR? Forgotten Magic Redone. It's the magic mod where you find the forgotten spell tomes and then you learn them, yeah, and then you get the perks for them and everything. Very cool, very strong. They tend to completely take over a build if you start using them, which is why I'm trying to avoid them. Acronyms, yeah, I know. Sorry about that. I thought we were all in the know. We might just throw down a circle of strength. It's kind of basic, but it'll get us some restoration skill. Do we have anything apprentice level that I can just... Yeah, we'll just do Mystic Wind. Let's do Mystic Wind. That gives us a way to recharge our magicka, which has been a problem for me. Not really a problem, but I have run out of magicka a few times, and that's why I got that staff on my back. Heath Sermon, not available on console. Yeah, it needs Sky UI because of the perk system. And that is not available on console, so... SOL for console users, I'm afraid. Triumvirate is... I wouldn't say it's on par with Forgotten Magic. Forgotten Magic does the Forgotten Magic thing much better than Triumvirate does. But Triumvirate kinda... It tries to mimic the same thing with the archetypes and things like that. And in fact, the Triumvirate stuff has the same quote-unquote issue where a lot of the spells tend to be like so specialized in one thing, but also very powerful, that it will start defining your build if you let it. All right, let's do this. And then give him some Iron Flesh. And we have Iron Flesh ready to go, and then we'll switch over to our combat spells when we enter combat. Woo! Oh, I gotta reset what I have on contingency as well. Let's find something for contingency here. I mean, let's see. Healing Touch is just a healing over time. Here we go. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do Wild Healing. And Fast Healing. And I'm going to hook this up as a contingency for when I get low on health. Now, with this level of glass cannon, 25% health might be a death sentence anyway, but we'll see how that goes.
Where are you? It's a shame that was necessary.
Yeah, a lot going on. I gotta practice my cycles of what I'm doing with all these different spells when I enter combat. It becomes second nature pretty quickly, but first couple times where you try to get like your sequences down and everything, it could be a little clunky, a little cumbersome. But we'll get into a flow state here pretty soon, I think. All right, let's refresh. Wow, that was weird. I don't know why that happened. Gave me a kill cam on my Power of the Master. All right.
Well, all things considered.
All things considered. Okay, something is giving me distorted shape. And I don't know what. When I entered combat there, I was getting distorted shape. There's something here acting as a defensive spell. Not sure what's doing it. We'll have to go back through that. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. The Enai's tonal architect spells are fun. Yeah, that's another archetype type mod, right? That will very much direct you toward a build. Give you a whole lot of direction. Kind of in the same vein of Triumvirate. It almost feels like it was supposed to be part of Triumvirate, but didn't make it in, so he split it out into its own mod. Tonal Architects is really cool. That's another one I want to do a build for. Yeah, speaking of separate builds for specialized mages, this guy is going to be a sort of general mage, so a lot of perks that I'm taking will work with any type of mage, right? So I'm not really specializing in something like necromancy or any specific kind of summon. I'm not specializing in any kind of destruction skill, a destruction subtree of each one of these elements, which means I'm leaving a lot of power on the table here, but I really need those perks in other places to be generally viable. Kind of in the same way that I'm structuring the warrior, where he's going to be switching weapons a lot, I kind of have the same vision for the mage, where he switches spells around a lot based on the task at hand. And if you specialize into ice, then it like doesn't make much sense to switch to fire to fight undead, right? And then it doesn't make much sense to switch over to shock when you're against mages and things like that, right? No necromancy. Well, necromancy is another specific specialized type of mage that I want to do its own build for. So I do plan on doing Enairim, cryomancer, pyromancer, and electromancer at some point too. That hurt. Oh no! Guys, I really don't want to do the whole the Shadow of Skyrim thing, to be honest. I want to focus on learning. So I might go ahead and just turn off Shadow of Skyrim for now. I really just want to focus on using these spells effectively. Yeah, no dropped items. Cool. Told you that mod is overrated and buggy. It is buggy. I like it in certain specific situations. If I'm doing like just buildcraft, if I'm trying to build a character, then it gets in the way. This is the same reason why I don't use Frostfall, right? But when I'm trying to do specific challenges, or when I am like bored of just building the character and I want like an actual challenge, I'll turn it back on and just do like high level gameplay at a low level and see what happens. I do like what it adds to the game. I think it adds something that's missing. It's a big gaping hole missing from just being strategic and careful about the game. But yeah, I do. That mod is why I want to make my game harder more than anything else. Okay. That's a tough one. I need a stronger turn spell.
I'll tear you to pieces.
There we go. Got some of them there.
I can't go any further, Shield Brother. Ever since Dustman's cairn, the big crawly ones have been too much for me. Everyone has his weakness, and this one is mine.
Oh, YouTube's giving you
I'm not
ads.
proud, but I will stay back with
I do have ads
Give
turned
my
on
regards to
because I
each
want
one.
YouTube to promote the channel, and it tends to promote channels that are monetized with ads. But I am doing it very conservatively. I have it on the lowest setting. I'm making like maybe, you know, 17 cents per live stream through the ad revenue. It's not about the money, it's more just about the discoverability. So I have it set to the very minimum amount of ads possible. I can turn them all the way off, but then it's like just random people aren't going to be showing up in the chat as much. Ah, spiders, huh?
It's a shame that was necessary.
You don't get ads with Twitch? I get ads on Twitch if I'm not subscribed. To the streamer. When subs work, yeah. That goes back to me just being happier to take YouTube's money than taking your money. I don't know, I have a lot of guilt about it.
I'm getting it.
Come on!
Oh, here comes a biggin. Big ol' spooter.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, I just don't have enough hours in the day to learn a completely new platform like that. I started to, like, last year look into it. I did some, like, test streams and stuff like that. That's just private ones. I haven't gotten everything working perfectly. It's a process. You had one crawling on the wall that was that size? That is terrifying. Yeah, the thing is for me, the streams are... and I haven't put out a video in a long time, but I am working on them almost every day, I promise you. The thing is with my streams is they're just things that I do between videos to keep my YouTube channel alive. And I know that I can archive my Twitch streams over on my YouTube. And it's something that I might yet do. It's just time right now is at an extreme premium for me. I got like nothing between work and life obligations. Man, I really need an upgraded turn spell. This is ridiculous. Got it to catch a few times. I think it's because it has it only has a very low level cap at level 8, but because of the Odin changes, there is a chance for it to actually work above level
Watch
8.
what you're doing.
Which is a nice upgrade for sure. But I just need to get a more powerful spell so it works all the time. Maybe when we're done here, we'll head to the College of Winterhold and grab one. Don't know that we'll be doing any more undead Don't know that we'll be doing any more undead runs. There we go. Now distorted shape is working properly. Even if it's not actually applying the fear effect, it is still great. This is absolutely nuts. It still does cause a stagger, so it's not completely useless.
Oh, this can't be happening.
Make sure to pound that like button over there, or Uncle Sheo will cry. You don't want to. That sounds disturbing as hell. Seeing Sheo Gorath cry. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Yeah, click that like button. Oh my god, I got to start all the way back here again. Yeah, jeez.
Plunder these ruins at your peril, friend. The spirits of the dead.
Don't gotta be so dramatic, Belrand. Ah, so you got both of them with the turn undead spell. That worked well.
You won't get away from praying for your own kind.
All right, out of the way, guys. There we go. Okay, for the spiders, I think I need a ward, and I do have a steadfast ward. This will keep me from getting sprayed by their poison. Firebolt is fine. Yeah, we good? Getting a lot of souls here too. That's awesome. I don't actually need anything out of the spiders, so I'm gonna leave them be. Got anything else in here? Yeah, more spiders. More spooters. Oh.
That's how a true Nord fights.
Well done, True Nord. You hate this room? Alright, let's do a quick save. We'll hit that F5 button. F to the 5. Novice and Apprentice level spells are a big staple of my Master Mage Lich build since they're alteration focused, which means I get the Vancian boost plus intuitive magic free spells. Yeah, that's good. And I actually might take the intuitive magic stuff. I don't want to go Vancian with this one just because I don't... Vancian is great, right? It's absolutely phenomenal, and it has a number of advantages over the classic Magicka system. But I feel like for a general purpose mage, I want to have my options open if because once you run out of spells, a pure mage doesn't have much of anything, I guess, except for the novice level spells, which aren't nothing. But I like to have all of my options available to me as much as possible, right? So focusing on recharge, magic regeneration, I think is a better general purpose solution to a general non-specialized mage than Vancian is. At least that's the way my head is thinking of it. The advantages of Vancian Mage is that you can just pop off, you know, a ton of master level spells, high cost spells, in chain reaction very, very quickly, right? And you can, when you have high magicka, you get more spells, and you can also configure Vancian magic whenever you sleep to do the broader spells where you get less of a damage bonus for more spells, right? Good stuff. Can probably make it work, but I want this to work without it. I feel like I'm gonna have more options available more of the time if I just go with magicka regen and not have to worry about my spell counts, you know? Makes sense for a well-rounded, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Lil Vixie just got VODs. There you go, nice. Little Vixie making her way up in that Twitch world over there. And welcome aboard, hope you're staying out of the heat. It's another hot one today. Too hot. Big autistic daddy. I almost said big autistic baddie. I was like, damn. You can cast spells with that enchanting perk. Oh, spell scribe? That requires you to wield a weapon though, and that's not very pure mage, right? For free with Vancian? Yeah, Vancian's awesome. I love Vancian. I've had a couple of Vancian mages. Specifically the Shadow Mage, which played off of the fact that the Triumvirate Shadow magic, a couple of the spells, Nightblade and Ozra's Wrath, and I think one of the master level spells, scaled off of your current magicka pool, which let you cast those Shadow Mage spells. First, you get a bonus just for having Vancian magic, and it gives you a bonus to the amplitude of the spell, but then it's like you cast them at full strength every time because it doesn't wipe out your magicka. And then there's also a potion that you can take that that fortifies destruction, which makes destruction stronger, not cheaper, and also fortifies magicka, so it's like, it's just instant death for anything around you. It's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a solid case to be made for Vancian, even with this pure general purpose mage, for sure, absolutely. I don't know, I just feel like the magicka regen is the way to go with this one, because he's casting so many spells all the time. You can see me just like recasting my conjurations, and then Power of the Master, and then a flesh spell to get distorted shape going, and with Okados and spell scribe and things like that, you can cast spells for free that don't count against your Vancian stuff, but with a pure mage, that works better for like a spell sword or battle mage that has like melee weaponry and stuff already. I don't know. I'll have to mull it over. I'll have to ruminate on it. Great suggestions. Like I said to Magus earlier, I don't have a ton of experience with pure mages in Enairim. I have some with the vanilla game and a little bit with FMR, but not a ton. Closest I've gotten was the druid and even the shadow mage a little bit. But the Shadow Mage, which was a little more hybrid, he was meant to run out of spells so that he could use his katana at a boosted clip. Oh yeah, I'll go over my enchantments too. I know you have insanely fast regen, but you can see my regen is pretty good too at the moment. I got a lot of different ways to get more regen. Man, I lost a churl already. Because I didn't cast Iron Flesh for him. Okay, there we go. Now I'm cooking a little bit with the hotkeys. That was kind of intense. Getting the hang of it. Do a quick save here. When you have really solid regen, you may as well stick with it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, you just don't get the magnitude buff from Vancian. If you're playing like a Necromancer or something, you don't really need that magnitude buff because there are ways to, you know, just through the perk tree or whatever to increase the magnitude of your raised undead spells. But that magnitude buff in Vancian is pretty nice, and that there's not a ton of sources of that elsewhere in the game. Especially with proper robes and enchants, like my necromancers all have insanely fast regen. Almost no health, usually straight investment in magicka only, no health or stamina. We'll currently have 0 regen, corrupted Vancian Arcana. Okay. Yeah, and there are reasons to do it. I love that the Vancian stuff is there because it opens up other build possibilities, but for a pure mage, I don't think it's completely, it's not necessary, right? May not even be preferable. Has anyone tried playing as a barbarian with shouts? No, but the barbarian class is a challenging class, right? Especially early on, because with light or with ordinator, light armor melee fighters are squishy. With a barbarian, you're gonna get in there, especially if you're doing like a dual wield build that doesn't have like as much access to block, or you're doing a two-handed build that doesn't have the extra armor that a shield will give you. That early game is tough, but fun because of the challenge, I think. So yeah, a barbarian build at some point is something that I'm going to look forward to. Now, if you're taking the barbarian right out of Oblivion, a barbarian is basically a warrior class. What the hell is happening with my... I got XPMSE janking up on me with the spells, with the staff. Now, if you're playing a lift and shift of the Oblivion Barbarian, it's basically just a warrior with the heavy armor swapped out for the light armor, and that's kind of it. So you still have access to smithing, block, one-handed, two-handed, and archery, so you do have some tools to work with there. But with shouts, it's completely doable. Just a single foos shout, I think is very underrated because it recharges so quickly. It can cause a stagger, and that alone can buy you the precious seconds that you need to go in with a sprinting forward power attack or something to open up battle. Or to get a group of enemies just off your back. And then with Enairim, if you're playing Imperious, that Orcish Stomp, if you're playing an Orc Barbarian, which I would recommend, that ground pound where you jump up and they stomp you. Okay, I'm getting clubbed by someone or something. Oh! Shot my own churl in the back.
We've stopped.
No.
What is it?
Sorry about that. And this is why Ordinator is the best. You said Soldred. I think you meant Solfrid. Might not have been a barbarian. She used her bow too, but two-handed, light smithing, etc. Perks of Valhalla blocking, overriding Ordinator is best. Perks of Valhalla blocking. Okay. You get that huge two-handed weapon block perk. Interesting. I'm not familiar with the Valhalla stuff. Plus that light armor perk that makes you immune while jumping. Yeah, that helps. I do almost always run a dodge mod though, and that gives me my iframes that I need. Being able to jump away is a nice option too. It gives you more I think it gives you a full second of invincibility in the light armor tree, which is good. It's a lot more than a dodge mod gives you. I think a dodge mod, TK dodge will give you at most like a half a second. Yeah, you get a full second. A second is a long time for invincibility. It does have a 5-second cooldown though, but it also doesn't cost any stamina like a dodge does. Oh, you mean the jump perk with Orc? Yeah. So yeah, you get invincibility if you take the evasive leap with the Orc, and then with the Orc and Imperious, you also get the stagger when you land. Good stuff. And there's Bayo. Welcome, buddy. Off stream, I did go and we'll do a quick save here. I did go and find all the wild shrines. There is a video on my channel where it shows you where all those wild shrines are. And I highly suggest anybody who plays a pure mage to go do take the wild shrines perk and go find them. And if you have trouble finding them, you can use that video on my channel. I'll go find it for you in a minute. And
Let's see what you've got. The endless comes for us all.
sorry, I'm very focused. Kind of just completely stopped with the commentary. Yeah, that's one thing. The complexity of the gameplay here is it can be tough, right? It can be challenging, but that's also what makes it fun, right? Is all these options available, especially if you're playing like a general mage like this. It's really fun swapping through these spells in the midst of combat. Picking what you need, setting up your equip sets in Sky UI, and just switching rapidly through your spells is hectic, it's challenging, and it's a whole lot of fun. Hey, and there's the Wind. Welcome, Wind. Man, getting the whole band back together. This is awesome. Okay, speak to Kodlak. So yeah, I got all the wild shrines, which increase the magnitude of all your spells from those different schools. So for alteration, conjuration, that increases the effective time that the spells last. For illusion, restoration, and destruction, it actually increases the strength of the spells. So restoration spells are stronger, destruction spells are stronger, and then for illusion spells, it actually affects higher level enemies. So those are very, very much worth spending the perk on and then spending the time to go find them all.
We won't soon forget it.
Wild Shrines from Karn. Thank you, Magus. It saves me the time of having to go find it. I completely forgot where they all were, and yesterday I did watch that video like twice.
Did he now?
And I have to say I did a pretty good job of explaining and describing where everything was. Pretty good video. Tooting my own horn here.
It will release their magic for me.
James Ansel, welcome. How you doing, buddy? I think I missed you last week, didn't I? Been watching Euros England. Went through semifinal, nice. Penalty shootout, very stressful. Oh yeah, they know how to bring the drama with those shootouts, don't they? Does this count as an undead? Not too hard. Kodlak, you're cured. You can go to Sovngarde.
Greetings, shield brother. And so slain the beast inside of me.
It's the first time, first thing you type Parn 114 Wild Shines. Yeah, it's a pretty popular video. It's got a few thousand views on it. So what's nice about YouTube is you can identify a void. Like if I go looking for something on YouTube and I can't find it, or I can't find like an acceptable solution for something, then I'll just make my own. And it usually does pretty well. So you're pretty popular or something? Yeah, I just need to make more videos. I need to find time to make more videos is the thing.
Did he say you were to lead the companions?
Think so. How do you feel about having an Altmer Mage as the next harbinger of the companion? Of the companions.
I'm just surprised. But your strength and honor are
jealous.
And it's my honor to be first to address you as harbinger. Let's go tell the others.
Oh, you're going out for dinner? Cool. Awesome. Yes, please.
Where did you come from?
May as well get this wolf spirit taken care of while I have like basically all the companions here. So I'm also running Edge of Oblivion, which allows me to cast 2 different minions at once. But when I don't have a minion active, then I take a huge nerf to both magic resistance and armor rating. So I become even more squishy than I already am. So making sure that when these minions get defeated or they expire or whatever, it's got to be a top priority to bring them back.
We're bound to find some gold in these ruins. But out of respect, let's leave a few coins for the dead.
Yeah, because they're going to go on a shopping spree sometime soon. Shield of Ysgramor. Wonder if I can disenchant this. Probably not. Flame suppression, I already have that. Dwarven plate armor, too heavy. I think I already have that too, but I can sell it for a good amount. Speaking of going out to eat, the wife and I went out on a date night last night. We went to one of these theaters that also doubles as a restaurant. So we got to have a nice burger while we watched a movie. We watched Kinds of Kindness by the same director as Poor Things, which kind of, I don't know, kind of artsy a little bit. But mainly, they're kind of cryptic, but the director has like this style to him that's very captivating to me. My wife and I both really liked it. Very, very strange movie. So if you don't like strange, cryptic movies that you have to kind of try to figure out, probably won't like this one, but I enjoyed it. Also, if you want to see Emma Stone naked, Kinds of Kindness is good for that. And also Poor Things. Planning to play Fallout London? Not immediately, no. I do like Fallout, but kind of at a place with Fallout where I've had enough of it for a while. I was playing a lot of Fallout to make the wait for Starfield better. And now that Starfield's out, it kind of just looks better and plays better. There are things that I like better about Fallout 4 than I like about Starfield, but at the moment, I prefer Starfield. And I know Fallout's having a moment right now with the show and everything, because the show was like awesome. But yeah, having just played Fallout, I was always a fan of Fallout. A lot of people crapped all over Fallout like they did Starfield. It didn't get the greatest reception from a lot of BGS fans are always like that. Like the Oblivion fans thought Skyrim sucked and Fallout 3 sucked, and then the Fallout 3 fans thought Fallout 4 sucked, and Skyrim fans always thought Fallout sucked. There is overlap for sure of people who like both games, but there are definitely separate camps that because of the differences of those games, it just does not click with them and leaves a bad taste in their mouth. But yeah, I'll go back to Fallout at some point, just not anytime real soon. Fallout London looks like a great mod, a fantastic like major overhaul. It's kind of like Enderal for Fallout 4. From what I've seen, it's like a completely new game set in London instead of Boston. By the way, that's not fickle. Yeah, kind of fickle for sure. Fickle with your BGS stuff, maybe not fickle with the game so much. You pick your game and you stick to it. And that's not unique to Elder Scrolls or BGS fans at all. That's I play a lot of Street Fighter and Tekken, and every time there's a new Street Fighter or Tekken game, the biggest fans of the last game they disparage the new game pretty consistently and harshly. Sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for bad reasons, mostly just because it's different and they like the old way better. But you can't blame them for that, right? Oh my god, I'm over encumbered.
We've stopped. What is it? Of course.
A lot of it, I think, has to do as well. It's not really so much a qualitative thing as much as it is just, I learned that old game. I love that old game. That's my comfort place. I know I can go there and have a good time, and everything's going to be where I know where it is. Everything's going to work the way I expected. And so it's just, that's how I am with Skyrim a lot. Like with Dragon's Dogma 2, I played it. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great game, but it started giving me ideas for Skyrim, and then I got to a point where it's like, okay, I'd rather just play a character like this in Skyrim than continue to play this in this game. So I get it. And then when Fallout 4 came out, I was like, man, the graphics on this is like great. If I could just have Skyrim with these graphics, I would be a happy camper. And then Skyrim SE came out, and then I like didn't play Fallout for like years after that. Especially with some basic texture and lighting mods, you can get SE to look as good as, if not far better than Fallout 4. Okay, let's see, where are we going? We need to get back to... I think we just need to give everybody time here. Yeah, we just need to get everybody time to get back. I think what I want to do at this point, I want to find some stuff, some quests to do that has a lot of enemies, so that I can get used to this play style. That's what I'm missing right now is learning these spells, organizing them into a play style, getting these sequences in order, and we can explore roleplay along the way as well. But I really just want to learn the mechanics of this build. Oh, I'm like, where are all these debuffs coming from? And I think it's because of the Edge of Oblivion wore out. But the other thing I want to do is I want to go through and find all these standing stones. It's really late though. Let's go catch some Z's. Hey, there's Joe, the Panic Monk. Welcome, welcome. Really enjoyed your latest episode of Enairim. I'm glad you got that back up and running. I played almost all the Tekken games and enjoyed them all, so yes, I can blame them. Yeah, the Tekken was very consistently just getting better and better for a long time, and I think that that's true with Tekken 8 as well. I did just buy that on the Steam sale too, so I have it on my PC. I was playing it on my PS5. Tekken's one of those things, it's like, the better the graphics get, the better the animation fluidity gets and things like that, the more like characters they can add to the game with the cool new move sets and things like that, the better it gets. With Tekken 8, they've added more supplemental mechanics to it. Tekken was always like a pure, you know, movement and punch and kick, what the fighting game players called footsies game, right? It's like dodging in and out, just in and out of range to try to get them to whiff a move, and then you whiff that or punish that whiff with your own like powerful moves and combos and things like that. And that's kind of the crux of the game. But the latest one, they gave you a lot more ways of guessing through your opponent's offense instead of, you know, just practicing your spacing and fundamentals in order to punish things in certain ways. Wow, we got a lot of enchantments here. That's awesome. A lot of soul gems here. That's cool. Let's go ahead and pray. So, I mean, if I have a criticism about the new Tekken 8 game, which I do love, it's that they're kind of forsaking the purity of their gameplay for something a little more new and more easily attainable, I guess. Oops. Crap. I gotta redo. What did I have? I had the healing stuff on this. Let's see. We had fast healing and wild healing, both on contingency. And this contingency actually worked really well. When I hit 25% health, which happened several times in that dungeon dive, I got healed up really well. That was awesome. That was a good call. I was thinking that 25% health is kind of a death sentence anyway, so I wasn't thinking that I would be alive after getting... Oh, damn it. After getting taken down to 25% health or lower. But it worked out well. Triggered several times. The ARPG community is very good with this too. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Diablo 4 I liked from the beginning. I wasn't as hardcore about Diablo 4, so I wasn't rushing that endgame content as much, and I enjoyed it. You know, just playing a couple hours every day. So the endgame content was, for me, spread out a little bit. But yeah, the Diablo crew, for sure, you can count on to be very, very upset at the state of the game at release, because they'll put 200 hours in within the first 2 weeks and blast everything quick. ARPG players are extremely notorious for blasting through a game to get finding the most efficient way to level up as fast as possible and to kill as many enemies around them in order to get better gear and to, you know, find all the unique stuff that's supposed to take you weeks and weeks to find. They'll do it in days. And they did that with the Diablo 4, and then everybody was really kind of down on that game for a while. Oh my gosh, I did that whole thing without even my ring. Okay, I should actually walk you guys through some of the enchantments that I have going on, and feel free to make recommendations for other enchantments as well. I don't have them all right now, and I'm also running the newest version of Summer Mist, and I did a big reshuffle for Summer Mist just recently, like a couple weeks ago. So there might be enchantments that you think are available from Summer Mist that aren't anymore. There are some new ones that you probably don't know about. And there are some other ones, like the Amplify Destruction enchantment now is only applicable to the body slot robes. So you can't put them on a necklace anymore like you used to, or maybe even a headpiece like you used to. It can only go on that one slot, just for balancing purposes, which I kind of like, actually, so you don't just become completely overpowered very easily by stacking that enchantment. It kind of gets you to use like fortified destruction potions and other things to strengthen your destruction spells. But do check that out. We can be a bit insane. Oh, were you one of those? Were you one of those who blasted the Diablo 4 endgame content too fast and ended up getting bored with it? Bayo. Do I have to chastise you? No, I'm kidding, of course. Where is Belrand? He has all my stuff. PoE, Diablo, Torchlight, Last Epoch. Yeah, and what's funny is they all kind of started at Diablo, right? PoE, I think, were people who were waiting for Diablo 3 to come out, who were very big Diablo 2 fans, so they just made their own game because Blizzard was taking forever. Torchlight are ex-Blizzard employees who worked on Diablo 1, I think, and split off and made their own game. Last Epoch, I think, was the same story as PoE, except it was Diablo 3 fans who got sick of waiting for Diablo 4, so they made their own ARPG, right? Diablo 2 is basically the father of all these games. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. What's funny is, I was listening to, I think it was Riker. He does a lot of Blizzard coverage. And they were saying that the feedback that they got from their player base leading up to Diablo 4 was that they wanted to return to Diablo 2 stuff, right? Which, put up against Diablo 3, Diablo 2 is much less of a live service with like new things and the seasonal stuff. Much more focused on like powerful gem slots, and there wasn't a whole lot else going on except for maybe that Herodric cube that you can mix things up in. So they decided to try to streamline things a lot, and it didn't get received well by basically the same community who was saying go back to Diablo 2. And then as soon as they started implementing like the Diablo 3 stuff, like they made the Helltide stronger and the Nightmare Dungeon stronger, and now they have the Pit stuff, which the community really likes the overhauls to that. They said they started making that more like the Diablo 3 stuff, and now all of a sudden the people who were asking for more Diablo 2, they were happy. So I don't. A lot of times people don't really seem to know what they want, so it's a tough job by the developer taking what people say they want and trying to get what they actually do want out of that. It takes time. And that's actually a thing across all software development. As a software engineer, I'm very well aware of that. Is people who don't really have the technical expertise, they say that they explicitly want something, and you put that in there, and then all of a sudden it like pisses everybody off. So you have to spend a good deal of engineering time and requirements gathering to really try to interpret what they're asking for and sift out what they actually just really want. It's a very interesting piece of psychology within like a science and engineering discipline. Just getting some enchanting levels here. And then I'll go over the enchantments that I do have. Wake seems to be the strongest. But yeah, I've been a big fan of the Diablo 4 Season 4 so far. It sounds like Season 5 is going to be a buggy mess based on the PTR that they put out. And I think even just the PTR, I think, is going to overload them with things that they need to fix and things that they need to tweak. I don't think they're going to get to all of it. Season 5 is going to be a very short season before the expansion comes out. So I don't know how successful Season 5 is going to be for them. Hopefully it's good. Wow, this progression is going slowly now. I got nothing else to enchant. Okay, anything else that I need to do here? I should probably eat something. And how are we doing? Do I have enough of Ease Burden? Man, this spell is worth its weight in gold. I know it doesn't weigh anything because it's a spell, but this Ease Burden, I think this comes from Oblivion. It's like taking a strength potion. but you just get to cast it whenever you want. It's from Odin, not Oblivion. Great spell. I think the main thing for Diablo 4 was loot 2.0. Yes, that loot overhaul was amazingly good. But even that was more of a Diablo 3 style change than it was a Diablo 2 style for the itemization. And Diablo 3 had the same thing, right? That loot, they had a loot 2.0 as well that saved that game. But yes, I'm a very big fan of the itemization overhaul, the loot 2.0 stuff from this season. Very, very good. I like the pit as well. It gets a little grindy, but I do like the master working, which is part of that itemization. Oh, Last Epoch was a Diablo 2 fans thing, not a Diablo 3 fans thing. I was off by by one. We'll say the Torchlight games were amazing. I've never played a Torchlight game, but I know people love them. I've kind of just settled into Diablo. I feel comfortable with Diablo. I tend to always enjoy them. They do, Blizzard, they're good at putting out a game that works. So Diablo 4 was a live service game in a year where all these live service games launched and like none of them worked. They all had technical issues, and if it's like an MMO, if it's an online only game, that only exacerbates the issue. But Diablo 4 came out and it worked perfectly. There was like no queue timing. I think I waited for like 30 seconds one time in a queue to get in. Technically the game ran really well on all platforms. There was like very few people who had an issue with it. So technically they put out good games. You don't really have to worry about that. And then you can count on them that regardless of how you feel about the game's launch, they always do a good job of improving the game, listening to their customers and all that. Listening to their players and really, really trying to make their player base happy. I'm not going to use this shield. Sell it once I find somebody who has the money for it. So I tend to just be happy with Diablo, and it fills my ARPG itch when I have it. So I haven't really felt a need to branch out to the other games. The only other ARPG, well, I played a couple of them, but the only other one that I spent any like real time with, I think I played Grim Dawn for 15 hours, which is basically nothing for an ARPG, but even just playing that for 15 hours, I kind of just made me want to play Diablo again.
Nope, sorry.
Last Epoch looked really good. I liked their skill trees and everything. Looked a little more in depth than what Diablo does.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me... Hello, friend.
And PoE, of
In the
course,
market
is
for some hunting
extremely
supplies?
deep, almost to a fault,
An
I would
archer,
say.
huh? I've got just what you need.
It's incredibly intimidating when you like look up build guides for that game and then you just see spreadsheets with like hundreds of columns and rows on it. It's like, I don't want to do homework. I don't want to do taxes. I want to play a video game. And I'm sure you can play it and have fun without all that, just like you can with Diablo, but I don't know. It's daunting. Okay, let's see here. I think I'm gonna disenchant this Ring of Souls. I bought it, and I was wearing it for a long time just to see if it would give me a bunch of a bunch of filled soul gems, and it didn't. It was very rare that it added one. So I think I'm gonna disenchant this. There's no magnitude on this one. There are no scaling numbers on it, so this should be one of those that work well for low-level soul gems to level up your enchanting skill. And with the soul cloak now on Okado's recital, I should have no shortage of filled soul gems anymore. So let's head up to Farengar. We'll sell some stuff off. We'll buy some empty soul gems, and we'll disenchant that Ring of Souls and make sure that we keep our regenerative ring on for the next one. Heavy seasons in all these games for you? Oh wow, so you're juggling, huh? D2 is basically the father of all of them. Torchlight Games. Torchlight Infinite is the new season since yesterday for me. I see. So you jump from game to game when there's a new season that comes out.
Divine smile on you, friend.
It's a good way to keep yourself from getting burnt out on one game.
For those with the talent to guess them.
Just buy all his empty soul gems. I should be able to make up the cost. And I do have some training available too. Got some enchanted jewelry on him that he doesn't always have. That's interesting. Almost made it all back anyway.
You take care of yourself now.
Are you planning to make the cloak the resistance focus area, so buff more offer in the rest of your set? So for resistances, I haven't felt the need for them yet. I do have the enchanting effect called, this is a new one I think that was added for the latest Summer Mist. It's called Triptych Resistances. So if you have one of each resistance, fire, frost, and shock, you get an additional 25% to each of those, which is great for resistances. And then of course you have the reactive barrier here, which also provides resistances. I haven't felt the need for magical resistance yet, and that's because I've been mainly focused on the ward, and the steadfast ward, at least at this level, has been pretty much just a full magical wall for anything that wants to blast me. And I can hold it up for a very long time with the magica pools that I have. And I also have the boots with the windfall effect on them, so 3% chance every second to restore 62 points of health, magicka, or stamina. So every second I get you know, a significant chance to replenish one of my attributes, including magicka. So yeah, that's kind of eliminated the need to have any resistances on my equipment. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and walk through what I have on the rest of this stuff. So I am running the black mage gear, and like a lot of modded sets, it does give you the ability to, this works in immersive armors and WACCF, and any number of other mods that have like hoods and circlets in them. The black mage set does have a circlet and a hood that you can wear both at the same time, which is nice. It gives you an extra enchantment slot. So I have magicka regenerating at 73% faster with that one. Destruction spells and enchantments cost 20% less with the hood. And then with the robes, I have destruction spells and effects are 20% stronger. This is the amplify destruction that only works on the body slot robes now. You can't put it on armor. Has to be robes. And then on the gloves, I have just an extra additional 41 points of magic. And then on the ring, I have more regenerate magicka, so I can just keep casting and casting and casting. On the cape, I have a strengthen conjured minions. So within 28 feet, my conjured minions get 25% attack damage and 100 health. And then with Power of the Master, I'm also boosting them with Iron Flesh right now. So you really want those conjured Dremora churls to stay alive, because if they get killed, they're going to be respawned under the power of the enemy that killed them. So that's everything I got going with my enchantments right now. One thing that I want to do at some point soon is craft up a set for my follower. The other thing that Enai added, a big thing that he added, is weakness to elemental damage types with weapons. So weakness to fire, weakness to frost, weakness to shock, and weakness to poison. What I want to do is get each one of those, and then whatever spell type that I'm going to pick, like if I'm going to be using a bunch of fire spells, I want to equip my follower with, you know, a bow, sword, whatever he uses, with a weapon that applies weakness to whatever, to make the enemies weaker to whatever I'm using. So that's a big thing that I'll be doing here soon. I do need to find weakness to fire and frost and poison, because I will be casting poison spells as well when the need arises. And I am over encumbered, so let's, oops. Ease burden, please. I also have a lot of crafting materials that I just need to give back to him.
Friend? Of course.
And then once I do this vending run here, I will we'll start tracking down all these standing stones so that I can unlock the hidden power of the Mage Stone. I'm not actually sure what that is, because it's been a long time since I've run the Mage Stone. Oh, if I remember correctly, with the Mage Stone, it gives you a power that you can activate once per day, and it gives you a choice between like 3, I think, spell schools to strengthen the magnitude of. So we gotta hope for destruction on that. But that's also nice, because I'm thinking that this character, I want him switching spells and spell types up a lot. So one thing that I've done was I have taken the, oh geez, here we go again. Wasting training levels here, but that's okay. It's in the long run, it's nothing much. So I've taken this Force of Nature perk, which in the rain, shock spells are boosted. Oh no, they're not boosted, they're cheaper. And then in snowfall, frost spells, and then in sunlight, the fire spells, you get to cast a lot more of them because they're a lot cheaper, right? So this gives me another reason to switch the different spells around that I'm using. If it's a nice day out, I might be more inclined to use fire spells because I can cast a lot more of them. If it's snowing, I might be using the frost spells because I can cast a lot more of them. In the same vein, I think that the Mage Stone could also act as the same catalyst for making decisions on what spell types to use for, you know, any given stretch of gameplay. So I think the Mage Stone might be good for that.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire.
Also, you got, you know, good old Mehrunes, Dagon, who gives you just a straight boost to your destruction spells, I think. And also blows up enemies at devotee status. I use that for my Scorpion build. Good stuff. Have alchemy. What can I sell him? What do I have to sell him? I don't have any more moneymaker potions left to sell him. Got some regular gems to sell him. I want to keep the flawless stuff because I can use those to strengthen my enchantments. Okay. I think we're good to go. I think we're ready for action now. I am still a little bit heavy. I think I just got a ton of potions here that I need to be better about using. Okay. We're just going to get some water, and then I am actually going to do the same thing IRL here.
Drink for the thirsty.
And take a quick restroom break. And I will be back shortly. We've been going for an hour and a half, so this is pretty much exactly the half point. I think that's a good time for a break.
Just let me know.
Okay, I'll be back in just a couple minutes, okay? See you guys real soon. All right, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Yeah, the newest version of Summer Mist is 4.x. Yeah, 4.0.5 as Magus is saying. 4.0.0 was the beta. 4.0.1 was the release, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all bug fixes because he needs to put out some hot fixes here and there for these bugs because it's such a major change. But he should be. It's getting to the point where it's very stable. Yeah, if you like older Summer Mist better, then you want to do 3.0.7. The trend says one good, one bad season. You know what that is from? And I think Bethesda is having kind of the same issue with this right now too. It seems like they have an A team and a B team, and that B team probably has a lot of like temporary workers and contractors. Season 5 for Diablo 4, it looks to be very messy, and that kind of tracks with the temps and the interns and the contractors doing the work on that season 5 when everybody else is working on the expansion. So yeah, season 5 is probably gonna be a mess. As long as they have the loot 2.0 system in there, I think we can deal with a lot. With the tempering system and the master working system, there's a ton of build diversity, and they're actually adding a lot of uniques to the game too, which is good. But the main show is going to be that expansion for season 6. You like the 3.0 version better than the 4.0, or you just haven't gotten around to the 4.0 version yet, Magus? Uh-oh. Shows Magus is live, huh? Raiding an empty channel.
Need a room?
That's no good. All right, so what are we doing here? Did we get the water that we needed? We got the water. We have a pheasant roast, venison chops. Okay, we're good to go on food. We need to remember to use more of these potions more often. In fact, let's favorite some of these so that I remember to use them. So regeneration would be great. I don't need all of these different healing spells though, or healing potions. Right now it looks like I just need plentiful. Actually, let's move that to vigorous. Take everything else off. But health and regeneration, we can use those up pretty quickly. Those are always useful. Make sure we get the resistance potions in just in case we need them. Probably don't, because like I said, we have the ward that really takes care of all that. 19 cure disease potions. That's from all this damn silver hand. Okay. Put the conjuration, alteration. We can go sell some of these cure disease potions on our way out. Illusion. And then for stamina, we should have something. There we go. All right, let's just free up some encumbrance. We'll sell off some of these potions. And then we'll head out. My wonderful meds have me super loopy, so I'm gonna be lurking. Yeah, no problem. Hang in there, all right? Hey, you too, Macadamia.
Got a pretty full stock of potions and alcohol.
Macadamia is a good dude.
Good to see you.
Always spreading positivity. Loves me some macadamia. By the way, Maldaroth does have a Twitch channel. And I think he was live earlier. I was gonna lurk. But my poor aging dog was just refusing to take her vitamins today, so I got very distracted before my own stream. and didn't have a chance to, but whenever I do have a chance to catch a Maldaros stream, I am very happy to do so. Let's see here. We'll just go ahead and buy everything that she has. Yes, and the link is just posted by Magus and the Wind. They are on it. But also, I think I have the link in the description of the video as well, just down below if you want to click on that. If you miss it in chat. Let's see, what else do we have here? 3 cure disease potions, I think will be plenty. There we go. 2 things, double teamed. You want to go tag team some bitches? No? Okay, we'll go do some adventures. Next best thing. Double post, bam. Yeah, you know it's good if you're getting multiple posts on the same thing. You know it's good. Magus likes that one. Let's see here. All right. What stones do we have and which ones do we need? Let's see. There's one up around here. Jeez, I don't remember what this one is. The Apprentice stone? No, the Apprentice stone is over here. I know that there's one over here. I don't remember what it is, though. So let's go find that, shall we? When General Sam says it, you know it's true. You don't know what that was you just typed? Well, it looks to be FSMMIY. Something about family? There we go, Tia. Okay, so there is a standing stone over here. I think there's a giant camp. Yeah, here we go. I got it on my compass now. Jeez, I don't remember which one it was. The Lord Stone, maybe? I thought the Lord Stone was up on the northern edge of the coast. And the Steed Stone was over by Solitude. Not even close what I meant to type. It happens to the best of us. Alright, I think we have some ice wraiths over here we gotta be careful of. Let's get the band back together here. Hey, Tom Mull. Warm sands to you as well, buddy. Waynon stones. This was not the standing stone I was going for. I think I'm confusing my areas here. Oh, I need to switch up to something else here. Oh, I just whacked Baron's familiar. Okay, I need to switch up to... We'll go Taldum Scorcher. No, we want the Steadfast Ward on this. Is that going to help me against the ice rays? Couldn't hurt, I guess. Man, we got ice wraiths everywhere here. Oh, the familiar. Sorry. Belrand, I had to kill your dog. God. He was trying to kill me. Oh, spiders this time, huh? Ward works against the spiders too for their poison spit. Yeah, I think I got my area mixed up. I think where I need to go... I think it's more up this mountain. I keep hitting the wrong button to mark a location because I was playing Diablo 4 this morning. And I was trying to mark where to go to get those... tortured chests in the Helltide. Oh yeah, you guys had a big election in the UK, right? Not looking forward to that. It's a lot of stress. Blue or red? I want green because none of them was a good choice. Yeah, we're in the same boat over here. It's bad. What am I fighting? We do have to be careful about the political discussion. We're all gonna get triggered one way or another. Let's move on from that. Nip that in the bud. If you want to talk about stuff like that, you can ping me on Discord. I may or may not talk about it depending on my state of mind and current stress levels at the time. But I'm usually pretty open. Let's see here. Did I? Where the hell is the standing stones over here? I know that there's one up here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Now it's showing up. That is a petty soul. Don't worry, Wind. I'll get the foxes too. I'm an equal opportunity disparager. Kill it, he says. Oh, okay. Okay, I need to redo my equip sets here. See you later, Strudel. Have a good day, okay? Have a good weekend. Your boy Nobody is here. He's late. I wonder if he's still running. You still running, Nobody? So what other games y'all been playing lately? There was a Steam summer sale just recently. I got some good stuff. I got some retro style stuff. It's like not really old games, but they're like retro new games, like some platformers, some shoot 'em ups, things like that. I also got Baldur's Gate 3. That was on a fairly decent sale. I'm looking forward to playing that at some point. Yeah, and I also said I got Tekken 8. I feel like there was something else I bought that I'm not thinking of right now. But I have recently refallen in love with Starfield again. I've been checking out the new updates there, having a blast playing that a lot. And as I was discussing with Bayo, I was also playing Diablo 4 a lot this week. This season 4 has been really good. I've been trying to... They've been very generous with some crafting materials and things like that. Specifically something called the Resplendent Spark, which if you get 4 of them, you can craft in what's called an Uber Unique, or what they're going to be calling a Mythic Unique. They're extremely rare, very powerful items that, you know, if you don't just blast the game all the time, you have a very small chance. Oh! Magus isn't gonna like me. He was a big fan of me when I killed that rabbit. But we got another soul gem in there. Gonna be back later on. Okay, James, I'll see you around soon, okay? Ooh, went down easy. I got an arrow sticking out of my head. Okay, we're good now. Oh, archers, man. High-level archers are really, really tough to deal with for this guy. If you can do a lot of physical damage from a distance, and I'm running arrow and bolt tweaks right now because I like that they go faster and that they're very hard to dodge. The vanilla arrow and bolt speeds are just, they're just way too slow for my taste, especially if I'm playing an archer. But those apply also to enemies as well. So it becomes harder. It's the Lord Stone up here. I think I might have mentioned the Lord Stone. Let's remove this. And I think the next one that we have, should we go? Yeah, let's go west here. So we'll head to Morthal. We'll hit up the Apprentice Stone over here. Payback. Dot, 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 dot. Hope the save gets corrupted. Man, you go in hard, Magus. Don't mess with Magus. He'll escalate quickly. I bought Nahul Book's Dungeon Master. I am sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of that. Had some fun with it. And about... Oh, Senua's Sacrifice. That is the first one? Yeah, that's a quick experience, but a good one for sure. The original Senua's Sacrifice. I might just pay full price for the sequel. I think it's $50, which seems a little steep for like a 6 or 7 hour experience, but it's one that I've been waiting for a long time. Something I'm very interested in. It got some kind of mixed reviews, but you don't even know how to say it yourself? Okay, that makes me feel a little better. Don't know how that... How's that missing? So the Starfield character that I'm playing, I mentioned I was playing Starfield. It's gotten me back into the game because I am running an explosion build. And there is some really fun nuance to that build. It seems there's a demolition skill in that game where it kind of suggests that you need to be using grenades to take advantage of it, but there are a ton of different weapons that actually provide an explosion. It's not just the mines and the grenades. You can actually mod a bunch of different weapons to have an explosive effect. And there is also a legendary effect on some of the random loot that will apply explosion effects to your regular shots as well. So being able to combine that with some other things has made that game, playstyle really, really fun to play. You can also lay a mine out in front of you and then blast it forward with the gravity wave power, which is kind of like the Fus Roda shout of that game, to just launch these super powerful like warheads at your enemy. That's been a lot of fun to play around with too. And the character that I'm playing is, for lack of a better word, just kind of an asshole. So being able to pick like the asshole dialogue options has been a lot of fun. And I feel like he's gonna go more the hunter route. At least for a few universes, a few new game pluses. Oh wow. Got some water issues over here. That didn't help. I'm gonna have to completely back out of the game to fix that. Okay, Apprentice Stone. Make sure I didn't activate that Lord Stone. Mage Stone. Here we go. We're good. Yeah, our levels have been going up really quickly, and that's partly, I have like 3 different things going on for my progression here. I have the Galder Amulet, which I was able to complete off stream during the week. All skills are 10% more effective and increase 10% faster. So that's helped. The Mage Stone also has helped. And also Ariel with the with his, I think one of his just basic, not the devotee, but just worshiping Ariel. Follower of Ariel also gives you, I think, increased. Yeah, based on favor with Ariel, you learn skills even faster. So I've been leveling up at a really good clip. If you're looking for a way to level up fast with an elf, pick Ariel. You will get very fast progression. Make sure you get your Galder Amulet and make sure that you're also, you know, using the proper Guardian Stone as well. You'll level up really quickly in the game, regardless of what kind of class you're using. Let me catch up on chat here. I've been having pseudo-corrupted saves for some reason. They say they're corrupted, but then work when I yeah, I think that's a vanilla bug. That happens also in Fallout 4 and Starfield. It will say it's corrupted, but then you just reload and it works fine. Someday I'll play Starfield. Thought about it now in the sale, but at the moment, not the right mood. Yeah, that's fine. The main issue I have with Starfield, and I have a feeling that a lot of people who don't like the game but can't quite put their fingers on it, they have theories, and then they just run through all the criticisms. I have criticisms with the game too, but my main issue is just the density of things. There's plenty to do in the game. There's things that keep you busy for, you know, years and years and years. Just like Skyrim and Fallout 4 and things like that. There's enough end game stuff, you know, with the outpost building, different character builds, and with the new game plus now, there's ways to strengthen your character pretty much indefinitely until you get all of the perks in the game. And with the shipbuilding as well is another one of those end game things that'll keep you busy forever and ever. The biggest problem I have with Starfield, if I get bored of it, it's because it's the density of action. It's like they give you these really cool weapons. They have a random loot system like Diablo does, kind of, with different tiered stuff. So when you get a really good high tier legendary weapon with some really good effects on it, it's really exciting and you want to go use it, but then you have to, you know, jetpack to the next POI. That might be, you know, a full kilometer away. And if you could just go from place to place and just blast with your weapons, that would be a lot more fun. Or just give you more environmental storytelling. The game needs more dense POIs that are closer together, that you can go from, and the vehicles will help with this, going from point to point a lot faster will help a lot, but we also need a more variety of POIs, just more interesting things to discover. Skyrim is great because look at all these points of interest that are all over the map. You don't have to walk around for more than a couple minutes until you find something interesting to discover, which probably has some environmental storytelling with like maybe some journals, a scene that's set up in a specific way that tells a story. or an explicit quest line that you can go through. And I think that's what Starfield is missing for me more than anything. And I hope that they expand on that for the expansion. But yes, I think that Starfield will eventually wear out its welcome for most players. It happens more quickly for some people than it does others. It's always enjoyable to go back. That's another, BGS has been really good about supporting that game and making it better over the last, few months. And I'm excited to see what they do with the expansion. They're listening to their player base, absolutely. A lot of people accuse BGS of being kind of rotten to the core now, and I don't think that's the case. Even with the CC stuff that came out, the creations and stuff, the vast majority of those are free. They're not charging for them. And Todd said in an interview that they're going to be looking at the pricing of the bounties quest that came out. That was a great free update that they put out for everybody. Was the bounty quest line. The Trackers faction is now a full faction that has a lot of stuff to do. $7 to me is fine for a small, with like the way that inflation has gone and everything lately. $7 for a small little, as long as it's good, a little quest line. Seems like it's priced about right, but when you think of it in terms of percentage of the actual cost of buying the whole game that has a huge amount more things that you can do in it for like not much more money, than the cost on that seems to kind of not hold up. So hopefully they look at that. Yeah, this is my the creeping cold with fracture combination. Very, very powerful. And as I have more actual living enemies, human enemies, i.e. not undead enemies, I can actually make better use of this now. Oh, as soon as I mentioned Starfield and anything about it being good, yeah, I can count on about a dozen Magus messages about how trash it is and how trash BGS is, for sure. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Want to go?
Oh, this is taking a lot. Oh, I need to be using my potions. Need to be using my potions. Oh, your boy Nobody's gonna start running. Oh, they killed my dudes. Really? You're just gonna leave her here? There you go.
You start running so I can stab you in the back.
Get that mercy!
You start justifying buying. Oh, I mean, people are gonna spend their money how they want to spend their money. For the record, I haven't bought any creation. I haven't spent any money on it. They give you 1,000 free creation credits with the special edition that you bought. And I used that to buy the vulture pack, I think, but that was it. Oh my god.
There you are.
Okay, he's dead. Cool, cool. Yeah, I need stronger spells, I think. I think it might be time to start looking at some adept spells. Level 33. Yeah, regarding the creation stuff, the official stuff I like. I really like the idea. The biggest, like I said, the biggest problem that game has is just density of action. And if they can fill out that world with more stuff, that's only going to make the game better for a lot of people. And if that comes as part of creations instead of... creations are just DLC. It all comes down to what you get for your dollar. And if they can put a good amount of stuff in there for a small amount of money, I'm not opposed to it. The original creations, though, the Creation Club stuff, the biggest problem I had with that is just that the sheer audacity of some of the prices that they were putting on some of these just ridiculous things for both Skyrim and Fallout was just bad. It was just a very bad price model that they had on that stuff. And so far it hasn't been as bad on Starfield, at least from what I've seen. Not to say that there aren't better options on the Nexus for free. So yeah, absolutely. If you think that they're charging too much for too little on the creations, go check out the Nexus. I've been looking at some of that stuff too. There's some really good stuff on the Nexus that can't wait to start trying out once the
We make quite a team, eh?
once the updates slow down a little bit, which probably won't be for a while. Nothing should be more than $1. You can't get anything for $1 these days. Yeah, Magus, I would prefer that too. I think most gamers would also prefer that.
And watch over a source of Ethereum.
And maybe we'll get back there one day if, you know, they just keep trying to push out this stuff that has low price to value ratio, I guess, is what I would say. Their price to value has been better though. But as long as it keeps making them money, they're gonna keep doing it. And the thing is, with costs going up and how expensive it is to make these games anymore, you have to have some kind of recurring revenue stream on it. Otherwise, your company's gonna fold. And I don't want that to happen to BGS because I want to get new Elder Scrolls games, right? And if that's the only way to fund a new Elder Scrolls game is to have recurring revenue on Starfield, I guess that's a jagged pill I gotta swallow. Would you rather have BGS just go completely out of business and not make games anymore and never get a Elder Scrolls 6? I guess if you're happy with Skyrim forever and ever, then that wouldn't be so bad for you. Yeah. I can't just play Skyrim though. I think you're lucky in that the game never gets old for you and this is like the only game you want to play. But no, I really liked Fallout 4. I really like Starfield and I want them to keep putting stuff out. And if I have to put up my money for it, then yeah, I'll do that. And I won't feel bad about it. My blood sugar is dropping a little bit. I'm getting a little shaky. I need to go get some food. I'll be right back. ES6. ES6 will be a good game. People will absolutely hate it. Same thing that happened with Starfield. People will find reasons to hate that game. They already hate it. And it doesn't even exist yet. Enderall, Oblivion was the original microtransaction person, or the game. The horse armor is what kicked off everything. Oblivion was the first one to do it. Tekken would absolutely not be around anymore. Tekken 6, Tekken 7, Tekken Revolution, Tekken 8 all have the same model of continued revenue. They would not be around anymore if it weren't for that model. It's not just BGS. Every single major studio is doing it. Dynasty Warriors I've never played, but I don't know what they're up to. Enderall is a great value proposition because it's free. Dynasty Warriors is solid. I have to play it. Okay, what's the next stone we're going for here? I think we'll go do the Lady Stone or the Lover Stone over here. Lady Stone is over in Ilinalta. People will find reasons to hate everything. Let's just, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Tired of being angry. Let's find the good. Right, you have to buy one of the Skyrim version. Right. But it's extra content that you don't have to pay for. Alright, so there is like this secret little hidden path up here. I guess it's not really secret, but it is kind of hidden. The Lover Stone can be tough to find. You don't know the particular path. But there is a little path right up here. Oh, jeez. Man, this Edge of Oblivion perk can be very annoying, also very scary. Yep, just come right up here and then you'll see it on your compass almost immediately once you get up to the top of that little upwards path.
Is someone there?
Sorry.
It's a shame that was necessary.
Hysterical blindness. This sounds fun. Oh, yeah, I know. This is something I'm working on too, Magus, is disagreeing in a healthy way. I think we all need to work on that. We can disagree about stuff, even fundamentally, but it doesn't mean we can't be like bros, right? We'll still probably have way more in common than we're gonna have differences, for sure. Let's talk politics instead. Yeah, that would be a less emotionally charged conversation, huh? What's the ice ray spell? Okay, so yeah, this is a combination I've been using off stream. And if you have any combinations for spells that you like to use, please do suggest them to me. I'm open to suggestions. I haven't played a pure mage character that's not like specialized like a druid or a shadow mage in a long time. So please do let me know. I'm only at apprentice level spells right now. I'm just getting to know them more in depth, to try to build up my fundamental knowledge of how this class is supposed to work and how I want it to work and what direction I want to take it. But the combination that I'm using right now is Creeping Cold, which is this an Apocalypse or is it an Odin spell? I can find. I got both the tabs open here. I just gotta find it. Come on. Apocalypse. Yes, this is an Apocalypse spell. And then Fracture is also an Apocalypse spell. So these have been around for a while. These are nothing new. Four miles per hour. That's a brisk walk for a short king. I start waddling a little bit at like 3.8 or 4, and I got some long ass legs. Ignite. The Azadal spell. Yep. You can take on the whole game with an Ignite. But I don't have that one yet. Is that Apprentice? I thought that was like Adept or Expert. Apprentice? Nice. Have to go pick that up at some point soon. But then also that just breaks the game for the rest. You don't learn anything. Right, I guess you don't have to use it, right? It says that you don't have to use anything else either. Okay. So that's the combo that I'm using. Creeping Cold, which does, it's a nice little ice beam spell. It's got some good range. Sorry, munching in your guys' ears. Creeping Cold. Good range, it's like a beam. Does pretty good damage. Not as good as something like an Ice Spike. Or even like an Arctic Blast, which is a shorter range spell. But pretty good. And it's a concentration spell. If you can hold it on the enemy for 6 seconds, it will freeze them and then do a bunch of damage. So 183 is a really good damage, but 6 seconds can be a long time. So while that 6 seconds is going, I'm repeatedly casting Fracture. So this does a little bit of damage over time, but when the enemy gets hit by another spell, it shatters for 107 damage. So repeatedly casting this and Creeping Cold, this is a very potent combo. Very potent combo. If you're playing a Cryomancer, I highly suggest looking into that. Need to get up and around this outcrop here. Healing effect from Spell Twine can offset the damage without casting another spell. That's a good one. Spell Twine is coming up next. I think that is it's either that's an Adept level spell, I think. So I'll be getting there soon. I want to do spell levels one at a time so I can fully learn each one and give them each their due before moving on to something else. So right now I'm stuck at Apprentice. But Spell Twine is something that I'm really looking forward to. And also Wellok's Dormant Arcana, the perk, can also... Whoa! Damn! Damn, son! Man, these Conjuration misfires are a real pain in the butt, gotta say.
I love shot.
Oh yeah, all that took was one fracture and he was blowed up. Of course, my followers and minions all definitely took their bite too. It's Adept level. Okay, cool. Yeah, looking forward to getting there. And then Wellok's Dormant Arcana, or Arcana. Use Arcana. Arcana sounds right to me. Probably also, actually, Arcana. Alteration perk in Ordinator. It kind of does the same thing as Spell Twine, but you don't have to, you know, spend a spell on it. This can give you some pretty good stuff. Even more magicka regeneration. You can fortify certain things. Good stuff. You have the range perk for Conjuration? I do, I think. Also, some summons do not work with that perk from Apocalypse, Triumvirate, and others. Yeah, I think I do have that because I had to take it for Edge of Oblivion. Yeah, Plane Meld, this is the first one you got to take. And I can test that out right now. I think it does work with both the Clan Fears and the Churls. Yeah, I'm not even getting red yet. I can get, yeah, it's very far away that it turns red. It does work with the Churls. But these misfires, I think it has to do with like the terrain, maybe. I was watching Boone23 play his Altmer Mage that he's doing a permadeath run on, and he was having the same issues with even just vanilla spells. So I think it's an engine level thing. I don't think it's a mod thing. I think it's just something that everybody who plays Skyrim just has to deal with. If you're doing a necromancer, obviously you don't have to deal with it because you're casting on a dead body. So you probably haven't seen too much of it, but if you're playing a regular conjurer, you can probably have a lot of issues with it. Yeah, just there's certain terrain, since you have to cast it on the ground, it causes it to misfire for whatever reason. The game can't spawn in the NPC at that point. Lots of cloaks are useful. Stendar's for the Walking Dead. Stendar's aura is very powerful indeed. Cloaks, I think, are either adept or expert level. I haven't unlocked them for Apprentice yet, but I will. Stairs for, yeah, you can't put it on stairs or like certain ramps that if there's a ramp that gets pulled down from a lever, things that are dynamic don't like things being spawned on them. I'm currently playing a Nord spell sword with ice magic and heavy armor. Gives so much additional damage resistance. Nice. With Ordinator, it's nice too with heavy armor because you get that that awesome perk that increases your elemental resistance per armor rating point. And I don't think that is capped actually. Oops, where am I going here? It's heavy armor. And I'm actually working to get there with Fortius, my warrior, out of the Inferno. Incoming fire, frost, and shock damage reduced by 0.02% per point of armor if wearing all heavy armor. And I don't think that this respects the armor cap. So if you have like, say, 800, then, you know, that's going to give you... take 2 away times, that's like 160%. That's ridiculous. I think you can get completely immune to the elements if you get a high enough armor rating on this. It's nice. Good stuff. So yeah, working toward that. And then of course, if you have like fortify heavy armor or whatever else that will increase your armor rating even past the cap of physical resistance, you still get the elemental resistance on it. Good stuff. 25% from frost spells, 20 from low stamina and heavy armor, and another 20% from swords. Nice. Yeah, and the swords and Ordinator will reduce damage of whoever you hit by it. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. Very tanky. Some stuff that I'm gonna have to try to implement into my own warrior playthrough at some point. All right, what are we doing? What's the next stone? I think the Lady Stone is the next one out here. And in my game, the Lady Stone is guarded by 2 werewolves because of the contractor armor set. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see him out there in the distance. How am I going to play this? Werewolves are weak to fire, right? So let's switch over to fire. I don't know if I have any illusion spells. Kind of want to just do Taldum, Scorcher, and Firebolt. Oh, Wither might actually work really well. That'll slow him down. Let's do Wither. Wither's a cool spell. This comes from Apocalypse as well. It's an oldie but a goodie. Reduces a target's movement speed and attack damage by 5% each second for, you know, a scaling amount of time. So the longer that they are affected by this, up to the time where it expires, the more powerful it becomes. So they get slower and deal less damage. I think that's the way I want to go with this one. Okay, so let's get in there. Let's get onto this outcrop over here. That way I can cast the minions to get them to be my meat shield. Oh crap. These guys are going to do a lot of damage to my glass ass here. Oh my god, he's tearing through those churls. I can't use the churls. I'm choking. I'm crying. I'm dying. Oh, there's gotta be... And I feel like there's slaughterfish all over me. Oh, what a nightmare. Really? You're just gonna crawl right up on the land here? Yeah, kill the slaughterfish, please. Oh, I see you. So many slaughterfish. I see you over there. Do I have the range with a firebolt? Dang, I do. Destruction increased. Okay, I wonder if I can get him with Wither first. Wonder what kind of range Wither has. I don't think it has very good range. And they moved. Oh, I was just gonna say, is Belrand still around? Okay, well at least we got the slaughterfish situation taken care of. Let's see if I can find that's too far away. Find a vantage point here where I'm not actually in the line of fire, but I can still cast a... Alright, let's get in there. Oh, I can't be using the churls. That is a bad idea. I gotta switch over to Clan Fear for this one. Working hard there, Belrand, or hardly working? I had to say it. I had to say it. There's got to be some way to use this terrain to my advantage. Like, can I hop up on that rock over there? What the hell is in my left hand here? Oh, god damn it. Okay, hopefully the clan fear with the iron flesh and the fortify minions effect will work. Oh my god, they're all so fast. Took me way down past 25%. Just gonna have to cheese. Gonna have to do the cheese. Where is he? Come on, I got something for ya. Oh, hitting him. Oh, there he is. Man, I didn't even know werewolves had swimming animations. That's awesome. Oh, I'm hung up on a rock. Damn it. They're so fast. Okay, one down. I just gotta go find the other one. Oh my god, these guys are tough. Okay, let's refresh these clan fears here. Where'd he go? Well, he can't attack me in the water, right? There are some slaughterfish out here, but I feel like I already took care of all of them. Where did he go? Never seen such a cowardly werewolf before. I wonder if I just wait back at the stone if he'll show up again. I might be playing with fire a little bit. Worship of Magnus with the Atronach Stone. I've heard that that's a very potent combo. I have never played it myself, though. Oh, we're gonna have some visibility issues. Oh no, it's not too bad out. Did he come back? Alright, send some clan fears out. I don't see him. I also didn't kill him. And I don't remember if it was Brutus or if it was Mars that had the key for the contractor armor. Yeah, well, it was Mars. Okay. Well, at least there's that. You can sacrifice. Yeah, that's what I did with my Imperial Warrior. I sacrificed Magicka because I was never going to use it. And then you can do the same thing with skills too. Just pick a skill that you weren't going to use. Something like, I don't know, pickpocket or some kind of magic skill that if you're a warrior, you get all the buffs without having to deal with any of the nerfs. Pretty good. Overall, though, attributes. I feel like attributes are not as important for like late game character building, just because, you know, you can take care of it with all kinds of different effects. Either like Winter Sun stuff or standing stones or enchanting or alchemy. It is important on some level, but I feel like in terms of like other things, you can work up defenses in other ways. Yeah, no idea where this other werewolf is at. It's kind of concerning. But let's just move on, shall we? Alright. Where's the next one? Did I get the Shadow Stone yet? No, I have not. Let's go do the Shadow Stone, and then we'll make our way up to the Atronach Stone, and then we still have the Serpent Stone, and then this other stone up here. Alright, let's go do it. Yeah, I mean, with Imperius, it does matter. It matters. There are unique abilities that can make or break a build in Imperius. But yeah, in vanilla, yeah, race doesn't matter at all. Pretty much anything, except for maybe orcs. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, orcs are the main one. The Magicka regen you get from elves, it's nice, but you can get that in other ways. Same with the stamina regen with the Red Guard. And then the Flame Cloak spell you get with the Dunmer, it's completely useless after a while. Same with the shout that you get with Nords. But orcs, oh my god. Right now, Norton, this is when you chose to tell me about this. Yeah, remind me again in an hour. How about that? Yeah, but with orcs, that racial ability basically allows you to turn the difficulty down a whole level once a day. That's pretty strong. Else over here? Trying to mine all the ore that I can get, just for the off chance that I might get a flawless gem that can increase my my enchanting. In a day, please back off. Yeah. Let me catch up on chat here. It's moving and I don't want to be too distracted. Argonians, Altmer, and Dunmer. Dunmer is in my top. I like Dunmer and I like Nords. The Red Guards were coming around on me a little bit. Some fascinating history and culture, and I like the way some of their newer armor looks. Breton on console or vanilla because of the magic resistance. Yeah, boners. Yeah. Min-maxing in Skyrim is... I don't know. It's like, why? I just lost the sound in my headphones. Let me reset those. Yeah, I want to do a red guard build at some point too. Red guards are really cool. With Imperious though, that red sand dance or whatever, hard to use. It's hard to find. It's not hard to use, but it's hard to find good uses for, you know? Because if you're sprinting, you're not really attacking or defending. In my opinion, it works better for like dodging projectiles and other attacks, but as soon as you stop to do another attack, then you end up losing that slow time effect. Seems kind of cumbersome, but I'm sure that there's a way to make it work. Enai usually doesn't just put things in willy-nilly without having some plan for what it should be doing or how it should be working. So I want to try to figure out, like, whoa, what he meant, how he meant for it to work.
The team. Hey.
Now, if you get like a little more slow time effect from it, other than just it only lasting while you're sprinting, that would be more useful. But that's not how it works in my experience. I hear more damn bears in here. I love how the clan fears knock everybody over. Just keep them on their asses the whole time. I don't know. I feel like the clan fears are actually even stronger. They last longer. They're tougher. I don't know about the damage output, but in terms of just crowd control, the knockdown is highly valuable. I feel like the clan fear is just clearly just the better choice over the churl. Churl's good, but it's just the ramification of if it gets killed, it comes back and fights against you is just, it's too much. Especially because the only enemies that are going to kill the churl are already powerful, so to have your summons turned against you by an already powerful enemy, that's a rough value proposition, I think. Hey, Silent Echo, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Mine's getting started off right, that's for sure. Okay, now we have another mage here. Let's get our tactics and our equip sets all set up here. This mage is usually pretty powerful. So I think in terms of conjurations, we're good with the clan fears. And as long as the clan fear is on his ass, there's nothing he's really going to do to us. But I do want to make sure that I have my ward up and running. And let's do lightning bolt. Rift bolt's good, but it's kind of useless against a mage because you actually want a mage to stay put and not like zipping around everywhere. This is better for melee attackers who are trying to close the distance. You can use the rift bolt to move them back a good clip there. So let's use just regular old lightning bolt and a steadfast ward on that. Do a quick save here just in case something goes wrong. Let's go ahead and boom, boom. Get the clan fears out, buff them up with iron flesh. Buff ourselves up with the iron flesh.
What the? Don't do that!
We should get distorted shape as soon as we... Yeah, alright. Ascendant Conjurer.
Went pretty well.
There we go. Good stuff.
Things considered.
Hey guys, we're getting pretty magey over here. Pretty purely magey, I think. And I like it. Okay, if you've managed to be able to convert it, because the mod author does not like anybody else to port this over for them. This is where there's a key around here somewhere too. The skeleton maybe? No. Well, anyway, there's a key for this guy somewhere very close. At least there should be. Maybe it fell through the terrain. Anyway, Outcast Shen armor. This is the Shadow Mage armor right here. This is where you get them. But you have to convert it yourself from LE because the mod author, for whatever reason, doesn't want to port this over to SE. And after being completely inactive in the modding community for a long time, Magus, when he tried to port this over to SE, got a slap on the wrist for it. Which sucks. Oh my god. Freaking Master Lock. Am I not going far enough? No. Gotta find the sweet spot. No. Bear with me. Ha! Finally. Oh my god, millimeters at a time. What's really nice about this armor set is it has no weight. It doesn't have any value either, but it doesn't take up any encumbrance. Except for the swords that encumbered me immediately.
What can I do for you? Of course.
Actually, we should just give that to Belrand. Not put it in his extra inventory space. Oh, I do need the venison chop. Gonna get hungry at some point. Alright, we're good.
Let's go.
Okay, that's the Shadow Stone done. Let's go get Atronach now. Which is like right out here somewhere. Closest to that is Gallows Rock, I guess. Oh, Manaz looks great. That's the one with the different standing stones, the Futhark and Manaz combo. I haven't gotten a chance to integrate it into a profile, an MO2 profile yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It's just a very different archetype from classic Enairim. Magus isn't a fan of the Manaz stuff. Mara's Eye Pond. Okay, pro tip, if you're running the fishing creation from the anniversary edition, you can find all kinds of goldfish right here in Mara's Eye Pond. They're very rare if you're actually trying to fish for them. Whoa! But, crap. You don't have to actually fish for them. If you know where they spawn, Mara's Eye Pond is the one that I know of, but I think there are also one or two other places where they spawn too. You can just swim around and grab them. And this actually makes it a lot quicker to go through that quest line. You may not care about the quest line, but there are some really powerful rings and stuff. Some very powerful items that you get from that quest line that are great for a lot of different character builds. So I do highly recommend just going through it as quickly as possible, and that does include just, you know, grabbing the fish where you can instead of just spending all your time fishing for them. Most, if not all, of the rare fish that you are trying to find can be found in this way, as long as you know where to look. Am I still running the Apprentice stone? No, I've been running the Mage stone for this character for the whole playthrough. Mostly just for the progression speed increase. When we get to level 100 on everything, then maybe the Mage stone isn't going to be as valuable anymore, but for now I want it for that progression increase. Apprentice stone is a great one. Especially if you're casting a lot of spells very frequently. It kind of accentuates the strength of that stone and diminishes the weaknesses of it. So Apprentice might be something that I do. What are you trying to fight over here? A bear? Oh, he's just floating in the water like a damn log.
Only a fool lets himself get surrounded.
Duly noted. Yeah, the mana stuff is a very cool idea because it creates a lot of build diversity, because it's not just the same set of buffs for the race and the stones. You get new effects based on the combinations of the two. So it vastly increases just the breadth of different things that you can do with the build. And I'm excited to try it at some point. I just, need to find, like I said earlier in the stream, there just aren't enough hours in the day for me right now to take on new projects. But at some point, I'll be able to get that integrated into a different profile. So I'll have my classic Enairim profile, like what I'm running now, and then I'll do the Manaz Futhark stuff on another profile that I can do other builds and playthroughs with. And I am looking forward to that when I can get around to it. Your Druid build was one of the most unique and fun builds I've played. Any unique builds on the way? Yeah, I have the Steger coming out very soon. I am working on that almost every day. That is the Shaman Assassin build. And if you've caught a few of the streams, you kind of know basically what's going on there. But I will spell it out for you in great detail about how to play that. And it has some very unique wrinkles to it. Spirit Shaman Assassin. It uses the Ritual Stone from Andromeda as like the cornerstone of the build, but then combined with being able to do stealth kills as an assassin means that you can control when those stored spirits are deployed. So what you can do is you can clear like an entire dungeon without being detected, and you're collecting those souls the entire time. And then when you get to the boss, you can fight him straight up as a melee build, but then like all of those spirits that you've been collecting get deployed all at once against that boss, and it's just like this epic battle through like your spirit army against this powerful boss build, or this powerful boss character. Very, very cool build that I'm very proud of. It's just, I've been so damn busy with like work and real life stuff that I haven't had as much time as I would like to do the video editing required for it. I hear the dragon. Okay, so we are level 30. We're level 33, level 34, in fact, as soon as we do a level up. Which means that I have dragons on my word walls, but not just in random spawns. That one is coming from Bone-strewn Crest. He does not like to sit still on that wall. This one in particular likes to fly around. He likes to go after the mammoths and the dragons, or the mammoths and the giants. Yep, there he is. Shall we take on a dragon? This is a good test for this build, I think, right? Let's see, we are gonna need a ward. I feel like we probably also want some kind of a ranged summon as well, maybe Avenging Wraith. I would say Flame Atronach, but this might be a fire dragon. If it's a frost dragon, then Flame Atronachs would be fine. But I feel like this is going to be a flame dragon. So having something ranged but non-elemental is the way to go, and that is the Avenging Wraith. Get the equip sets right here in the Sky UI stuff. Go. And then I think we'll stick with Lightning Bolt, Steadfast Ward. That looks good for the actual battle. We don't need anything there. We don't have Dragon Ren because we haven't killed a dragon yet, and we have not kicked off the main quest line. So let's make sure we get some Avenging Wraiths here. Get them protected with Iron Flesh. We're gonna have to be on the ball here because these guys can get taken out quickly, but then we'll be able to recast them at a much higher level if the dragon takes them out. Visibility is not great right now either. Oh, we have a way shrine. Okay, still has not detected us yet. How have I not found this marker yet? This is ridiculous. Oh, here we go. Yep, here we go. Alright, dragon. Oh, frost dragon, so I could have used... Oh, freaking wolf. You seriously? I could have used the Flame Atronach for this one. Where is he? I don't see him. I hear him, but I don't see him either on the compass or on the screen. Where did he go? Here he is. I don't see him. There we go. Oh, this is rough. Oh. I see you. I'm blinded by my own light. Oh, here he is. Oh, that damn light. Yeah, give me some sweet restoration experience. Here we go. Woo. Oh, I lost my wraiths. Okay. Where did he? Oh, he's right on me. Okay. Oh, he already took out one of the wraiths. Oh, I'm out. No! I gotta have a Welkin stone or something here. That'll help. Oh, I also have a level up too. Okay, can't see anything. Don't know if I'm shooting them or not. God, will you please attack somebody else so I can get my summons back? Oh my God. Where is he? Okay. Woohoo! That was rough.
No one can
now granted that would have been a lot easier if I could just freaking see anything. I felt like I was just running around in the dark there.
Dragonborn.
Currently having fun with a modded version of the Sand Demon build using Manaz. The Sand Demon build, was that was either Fudge Muppet or Skypothesis, wasn't it? I feel like that was a vanilla build. It did seem like a cool build. I'm not the biggest fan of Fudge Muppet, but they do have a lot of content, and some of their original build ideas were well conceived, I think. I just feel like they can do more with their build videos sometimes. Only 12 degrees at the moment, 53.6. Oh, that's like my ideal temperature. I love it in the 50s. And I live in one of the hottest places of the world where it just in the dead of winter it'll get into the 50s. It'll freeze every now and then, but like the 50s is like where I love it. I did a pure Triumvirate Shaman build using only Triumvirate Shaman spells. It was fun to have a minimalistic spell choice and perfect it. Yes, I agree. The Spirit Storm spell is so OP, it melted everything. I love the Spirit Storm spell. That might be, if not one of my favorites, my very favorite Triumvirate spell is that Spirit Storm. I love that thing. I do want to do a pure Shaman run at some point too. I want to do one for each of the Triumvirate archetypes. And one for Tonal Architect as well. But here is that. It'll come. It's just I have some time to play. I don't have the time and energy all the time to work on the build videos. They're coming. It's just, you know, I gotta manage my own energy levels. I don't want to burn out. I don't want to get sick of something. And I burn enough energy and willpower at my regular day job that having two jobs, you know, a YouTube job and an actual day job, desk job, I don't have it in me to do both of them. So, you know, one thing's got to give, and that's usually the YouTube production stuff. Oh man, okay, that was rough. But it was good. That was an epic fight. Like I said, it would have been much easier if I could actually see. But, you know, the lighting conditions did make it all that much more tense. Okay, so I think we have only 2 left. Does that mean we have 10 stones already? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So now we have 2 left. We have the Serpent Stone and whatever this one is. I don't remember what that one is. I always forget. But anyway, this is where the Serpent Stone is, I think. This guy right here. This island in the ass end of nowhere. All right, let's head back to the college. We'll get a night's rest. We'll head out in the morning. Florida is America's Australia. Yeah, like a diet version of Australia. Yep. That tracks. It is Fudge Muppet, yeah. Okay, let me. Currently having fun with a modded version of the Sand Demon, only 12 degrees. Your druid build was one of the most unique fun. Yes, okay. Did you know that the speed enchantment from one of the fishing rings is affected by the Fortify Illusion effect? It is, really. So if you pop a Fortify Illusion potion, then it's either, I think the Ring of Khajiit does it, and I think maybe like the Warlock's Ring or something like that, both have the speed effects. Oh no, there's the one that just does speed too. I don't remember which ones. I have a profile where I have all of them. So if you pop a Fortify Illusion potion that fortifies the amplitude, the magnitude of your illusion spells, then you're just going to be zipping around everywhere. That would be crazy for an unarmed build. That's a good shout. I did not know that. I'll have to look into that. Sounds amazing. So one spell I like using is the one that lets your summons chunk 15% of an enemy's health. Is that like an Atronach's mark of the Atronach or something like that? Do you know if it's Apocalypse or Odin? Help me out a little bit here. Great against dragons and boss monsters. That would be good for ranged summons too, that are typically a little weaker. It's Apocalypse. One of my favorite builds is the Warrior of Magnus build, which uses alteration magic to make himself an absolute beast of a warrior. That sounds interesting. Not countenance, we're in attainment still, because we're still a noob. We're still a noob to the college here. With tropical heat instead of dry heat. Yeah, but still all the crocodiles and snakes and shit that Australia has. Still all the poisonous critters. Actually, I don't know. Does Australia has to have like dangerous snakes, right? The country, not the sensation. They have some of the world's most venomous snakes in Australia. I don't know, I'm just thinking back on Crocodile Dundee and all the stuff that they encountered in that. That's my touchstone to all of my Australian knowledge. And that was mostly just crocodiles and like dingoes and stuff, and not really, didn't touch on the snakes so much. But it makes sense. Basically everything in Australia is trying to kill you. Except for some of the sheep. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. Yeah. That guy was one wholesome mofo. Oh, I need to eat something and drink something. And pray. Oop. Got some wine in there. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we're gonna run across some Horkers, some Ice Wolves, maybe some Snow Bears out here, but that's about it. What should we do? I think the Clan Fears would be the best summon to use. Probably not gonna need wards. Wards aren't gonna do much for us. Wither, I think, works better against the melee attackers, especially bears that are really fast. And, oh yeah, probably now is a good time for the Rift Bolt slow them down and move them back every time we hit them. Australia has flying spiders. Of course it has snakes. At some point it'll have flying snakes, and then we're just living in Skyrim at that point with the dragons. Or like elsewhere, I guess. Just in case. Being ready. Okay. Look up Casual Geographic on YouTube. He'll tell you everything that Nat Geo decided not to for TV. Oh my god. That sounds terrifying. Maybe I'll do that like not before bedtime. Actually, nature doesn't scare me. Nature can be terrifying and powerful and deadly, but I tend not to be too afraid of it. It's a horker. He's gonna leave me alone, I'll leave him alone. Yeah, just passing through, buddy. And animals that look hybrid and a mix of the Earth's other animals, a place for prisoners and seemingly selective animal breeding or genetic engineering. Yeah, like, oh, what was that, Dr. Moreau's secret island, where he was, like, splicing together different species? Just wolves, you got them? There you go. I need to get more soul gems. I'm already like full up. You guys, Belrand, save some for me, damn it. Ooh, Ice Wolf, he's tough. Uh-oh. Okay, need some help. Help me. Ah! What are you doing? Clan Fears, what am I paying you for? There we go. How come I'm not hitting them? Really? Yeah, I guess when it comes to how venomous something is, once it gets to a certain point where it's just going to kill you outright, it doesn't really matter how much more venomous it is than something else. Speaking of us having, like, basically just as dangerous things here. If they're deadly, right? Also, that's a contest I don't want to win. Speaking of places that don't have snakes or anything really venomous, Iceland. Just whatever that climate is there, it's dry and it's cold. It's not hospitable to mosquitoes, spiders, snakes, basically anything that's venomous. It's not like, it doesn't have anything to do with them being venomous. It's a happy coincidence that everything that is venomous and dangerous just can't survive in Iceland. So if you're looking for somewhere to live that doesn't have the creepy crawlies that can kill you, Iceland might be your place. You just might get zapped by a volcano instead. You also have to be okay with living on a small island. One of the most beautiful places in the world, for sure, but also, you know, just one small island. South Park in an earlier seasons have a mad scientist that did that too. Yeah, something like that. Like it was like transplanting butts or something. That sounds kind of familiar. It was like it was doing the crazy mad scientist thing, but it was just, he was just transplanting asses. I need to be using fire on this guy.
Well, all things considered.
I don't know, maybe I just made that up and started believing it, but that sounds familiar to me. Dry and cold sounds like heaven, yeah. I feel like that's where I was meant to be. Dry and cold, not much of a nightlife or social scene. That's my place. You would think that like being in an isolated place like that, it would be like a recipe for depression, but I think like not too long ago it was rated one of the happiest places in the world. Like people overall were reporting being happier in Iceland than like any other place in the world. And that's completely subjective, right? And like subject to change and all that. But like per capita salaries and pay and stuff like that are among the best on average in the world in Iceland. The problem is when they do have like an economic collapse or like a recession or something, it hits them real hard because they're very like isolated out there. They don't have much in terms of impact either on or from the economy of the world overall. Probably makes them more resilient to things like the worldwide inflation that's going on right now, but also like if they do have trouble, they're not getting bailed out by imports.
Another victory.
Yeah, that was it. The ass transplants. I thought that sounded familiar. Oh. South Park is one of those that it's like, okay, I love South Park too. I think it's really funny, but I can only take so much at a time. It's best in small doses. It gets a little chaotic for me, a little, I don't know, it's the high pitchy stuff gets to me a little bit.
Or at least I thought I was. I don't really know.
It's very high energy though, so it takes kind of a certain amount of energy to put up with. I have the same issue with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Really funny stuff in that show, but it is very chaotic, very all over the place, so it can...
You don't have to tell me that. See, my grandfather was a wizard.
Yeah, you have to match the energy of it with like your mood or whatever, otherwise it's going to be rough.
Attic, including this staff. After that,
Rick and Morty is a fever dream. That's one I've never gotten into either, but I've heard that was great. I'll have to give that a try. Hell is officially other people. I tend to agree.
They just laughed at me. The magic is in the staff.
Can't believe I remembered that. Didn't one of the butt-faced kids go missing and put his picture on a freaking milk carton? Yeah, I remember. Genius.
Okay. In fact,
get some speech training with the persuasion there.
Used up the magic in the staff. Something.
You just don't know how to use it. Yeah, people love Rick and Morty. I gotta give it a shot at some point. If I have free time to like consume some media, I usually use it to attack my video game backlog. If I'm watching something, it's usually with the wife or very selective series I'll watch. Like I'm watching The Boys right now. There are a few that I'll watch when they come on. Cobra Kai is another one Magus and I were talking about the other day. Looking forward to that. I think this is the last season. I always enjoy Cobra Kai, so I'll watch that when that comes out. Oh, X-Men 97 was another. I used to watch the X-Men show when I was a kid. the Saturday morning cartoon. It was very mature for its time. And it was always really well written. It was just because it only came on once a week, and I think animation was a lot more expensive back then. There was only so much they could do with that half-hour time slot every week, so they jumped around a lot, and it made for like a very incoherent storyline. But with the X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, they have actually cleaned up that storyline a lot. They've addressed a lot of the open storylines and things like that. They've tied everything off, and then they started telling their own story, and that new story is freaking fantastic. It was really good. So that's another one that I'll watch when that comes on.
Let me know if you need it.
Okay, this is the last stone, guys. And then we can unlock the hidden powers of each one of them. Found all 13 standing stones. Oh, there are 13, not 12 of them. How was I counting 12? I don't know. I must have missed one. Anyway, accepting a signed blessing now also confers an additional power. That's what we were looking for. The Tower Stone. The Tower Stone's the one I always forget. What do you think of AI as a tool for use as a shortcut? I think that it is an amazing productivity tool, and I think that you'd be silly not to use it. I don't see it taking over things that people do anytime real soon. I don't think it's going to be, I don't see it becoming, you know, a general, what do they call it? Not AI, but, just a general artificial intelligence anytime real soon. As amazing as it is currently, there's still a ton of flaws in it. I have a lot of thoughts about AI, actually. I work as a software engineer, so I have to be on top of this stuff, right? Because it does a pretty good job of coding things, which is like my whole livelihood. So I've used it. I think it's a very important tool for productivity. For shortcuts and things like that, yes, but you still have to have human eyes on it because it is very error prone. Those hallucinations are very troublesome. It will confidently give you something that looks very correct, but it will actually be very wrong. And you have to have somebody, you have to have an expert level person look at it. First, in order to know what to ask it, but then also to make sure that it's correct. And I don't see that being alleviated anytime real soon. It'll continue to get better, but it'll never be perfect. And as long as it's like not perfect, you're still gonna have a lot of liability issues when things go wrong. You don't have the right people looking at it. So yeah, in terms of its effect on the job markets, I can see it like definitely reducing the need for things like support analysts and things like that. Oh, I just froze up. I don't remember the last time it was that I saved. Oh no, too many active effects. Yeah, in terms of danger, we have to be careful, right? We have to make sure not to give it too much power in terms of like things that it can access and things that it can do. But that is within our power, and I think we do need to start working on legislation for it as soon as possible. So, I mean, the sooner we can stop fighting with each other and start working on forward-looking things instead of, you know, just yelling at each other all the time about things that don't really matter as much, then we need to, yeah, we need to do that. Get out in front of it. Regulate this stuff, because if we're not regulating it, they're just gonna, it's gonna be an arms race of all the different AI companies, and that's gonna not be good for anybody. The Boys is awful, but I tolerate the shenanigans because I was a huge fan of the first 3 seasons and the shenanigans weren't as bad. Yeah, I feel like The Boys, it's good. Season 4, I think, is fine. It takes a little while to get going. The thing is with me, as soon as the whole Homelander tension thing kind of, you get used to it, it's not as scary anymore, then the show loses a lot of its impact. Other than that, it tells a very deeply personal story on a lot of different levels, and I don't know, I find it compelling enough. I thought that the season 4 started very slowly, and it wasn't great. The whole political satire thing is something that's been done a lot too, and I'm getting kind of tired of that. Is everybody's doing the political satire thing these days. Even Cobra Kai does it. Cobra Kai has been both a stupid high school drama and an ingenious political satire since its inception. It's like the two sides are way too busy fighting amongst each other than, you know, actually addressing the real enemy type thing. But yeah, I still think it's good. Yeah, it definitely has a political agenda, and I'm on the other side of it where I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. God, everything is becoming a political conversation, and yeah. Okay, let's see if we can avoid a freeze here. Yeah, if you're just watching it for the character arcs, that's fine. Let's see. Such a good description of AI. It's a subject I could talk about for hours. The main thing I feel like is the public understanding too. We are very, very far away from general AI. Yes, we are. In fact, it's at the point now, I think I have better knowledge of it than most people because I use it a lot for work. I also use it a lot for YouTube and things like that. I make it a point to play with it every day. There are some things it's very useful at, but it's at the point now where like these promises and stuff that people like Elon Musk and Altman, is that Altman? Sam Altman? Are making, I'm starting to get Theranos vibes from it. It's like I feel like it's all just marketing hype to get that to get those share prices up. To get big business leaders on board to pump up those share prices, because a lot of the stuff that they say it's gonna do and it's gonna be able to do, I don't see it doing it. I really don't. And I hope I'm right because I don't want AI taking everything over. And at least at the moment, it's like it's taking over things that we don't want it to take over, right? The whole promise of AI is to be able to take care of these mundane chores and jobs for us, so that we can spend our time doing like creative things like art. But the reality of the situation is we're using it to do our work, but we're still working just as hard. We're using it to be just as productive. So we're still doing all the work that we were doing before, but now we're also using it to create our art for us. Right? And that's kind of the bummer about it. It seems to be better at replicating our art than it is at replicating our jobs. So basically, we're left with all of the bad stuff about, you know, copyright infringement, artists being put out of work, it's taking over all the creative stuff for us, and you know, it's still leaving us with all the work. And that's the bleakest thing I can say about it. I feel like they're filling up a bubble on it to pop in a big way. It's like another .com bubble. Just in our lifetime now. What are you shooting at? Oh, there's a frost troll up there. I see ya. But my sort of unique take on the art aspect of it and copyright infringement, this is why we need laws. We need more legislation as soon as possible about it, because with the existing laws, AI is not doing anything wrong, right? It is using a lot of stuff that it was trained on, people's original artwork. It's trained on it. It doesn't directly copy any of it, so there's no copyright infringement when it's working correctly anyway. It just uses what it has experienced to create its own new thing, and that's exactly what people do. They'll take, you know, fans of art will look at a lot of art and they'll be inspired, and that will help to inform them of their own personal style, and then they will create a new original artwork based on the things that they were exposed to from other people's art. It's how humans work, and it's also how AI works. So with existing laws, that's completely fine. There's no copyright infringement there at all. So yeah, we need new laws on the books, I think, to help suss this out. The big issue is it's not a person doing it. It's not capable of original thought. It's capable of randomizing current thoughts to, you know, predict what the next thing should look like. And it's not the same thing as an original human doing a piece of art. Or an actual human creating an original piece of art, really. Even though technically it's going through the same steps, it can learn those styles much more quickly, and instead of, you know, having original thoughts and translating that into imagery or music or anything else, it just adds a random element to it instead of, you know, having any kind of deeper meaning, and there's nothing redeemable about that. So it's like, that's when you kind of have to start curbing what kinds of content AI is allowed to like be trained on and things like that, I think, and how people can monetize what was gathered from AI and things like that. It's a crazy new frontier for sure, and I think it's also the most significant and impactful technology that we're going to witness in our lifetime, but I still don't think it's going to come anywhere close to the hype that the AI CEOs are pushing us. Let me catch up. That was a lot. I personally think intelligent crows will be the next human level intelligent species. Crows, octopus, dolphins are very smart. Like ridiculous levels of smart. Like you wouldn't assume that crows are that smart, but they're wicked smart. Octopi, I guess. Octopuses. Also wicked smart. A well-developed language center of their brain and intelligence of a 7-year-old human. Yeah, crows are crazy. I'm just against a certain mess. Okay, yeah, that was the boys stuff. I know, right? I just want good freaking show. Wish they would do their own story instead of alternate universe of today's politics woven the fabric of our current culture. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that stuff sells, and that's becoming cyclical, right? It's like, that's the stuff that people want to see in their media, so that's what the news channels picks up on, and then it's going to taint the actual news with the message that people subconsciously want to hear, and it's creating more divides. If we're all just getting the same news and it was actual just news and not laced with commentary, then we'd probably all get along a lot better. It's a lot of marketing hype. For example, the whole car driving thing, we're still at a point where it is far too dangerous for general traffic. Yes, indeed it is. Waymo, we have the Waymo self-driving cars all over the place over here. And I have friends, and my wife has actually used it, and it's fine for the most part. But just recently, it was involved in an accident where it took out a transformer and like a bunch of power and everything. They had to do a complete recall on everything. And I also saw a news article where it got stuck in a place where it was blocking a fire truck from a fire hydrant, and the AI couldn't figure out how to get out of the way of it. And in a human world, there's always going to be unexpected things where an AI is not going to be able to figure out anything to do, because it doesn't have the same process of the same logic process that we do of actually solving problems. It takes what it was trained on, what's happened before, and if it has a lot of training data on that specific situation, then it'll do really good at those things. But as soon as it's thrown a curveball, it's not going to have any idea what to do. And in a human world, especially with something as complex as traffic, there's always going to be something like that. And it might be rare, but it's always going to happen. And it could cost life or lives or something like that. And so, yeah, definitely need to be regulated. Still waiting on that that first big lawsuit that's really going to put the AI companies to task. Kai Cent can beat Elden Ring and AI will kill originality. This is, yeah. But it is replicating. Generative AI is pretty good at this point. To me, the main thing here is that it seems often soulless to me. Just a complicated and long subject. Yes, it is. There's definitely something different between art that a person makes and art that AI makes. And at a first glance, or somebody who doesn't have an eye for art, or somebody who's just doesn't have it in them to think about it that deeply, is not gonna really see a difference. But yeah, upon deeper scrutiny, it definitely falls apart. Still got to stick to the basics though, of being able to think for yourself if shit ever hits the fan, because AI will either be the cause or humans will be. Because AI will usually be, yeah. I am skeptical about the danger of AI, but I am still a strong believer in that we need to get out in front of it. I often like to say we need to remember AI does not really know anything. No, it doesn't think, it doesn't problem solve, it doesn't understand anything either. Humans understand concepts and can think through solving a problem. It's a much, much different process than AI, which just takes what it was trained on and tries to predict the next. Oh my goodness. I expected to be done streaming at this point, so I set it for 1 hour and now I'm done. That 1 hour. So yeah, it's a fundamentally much different process for AI to, you know, to ask AI a question and for AI to give you an answer. It's much different than what humans do, and because of that, it's never going to be a pure replacement. I don't think it ever will be. Until we can actually unlock exactly, for sure, concretely how a human brain works, I don't think we're going to be able to replicate it. Karn said taint. Karn says taint all the time. Taint, 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 taint. Taint no thing. Taint an issue. Orcas surpass crows with their dialect? That's interesting. Anyone interested on what Karn said about how AI works and stuff? Linus Tech Tips did a video 2 to 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Linus is very accessible to a general audience about explaining technology. It's good stuff. Oh, we got an orca versus crow argument here. See, this is what I'm talking about. We'll find anything to fight about. Kyle Hill has some good videos about. I'm not familiar with Kyle Hill. Kyle Hill's the best. I have to look into him. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, let's see. We got the stones. We talked about all the world's problems, and I think we probably solved all of them in the Karn stream, right? So the world's in a good place after this. We got all the standing stones. We explored the apprentice level spells pretty well, I think. I think it's time to move on to adept. Gonna open up a lot of options for us over there. Magus did make a good point about the incinerate spell. That is something you can't ignore as a mage. So I'll go grab that probably during the week or before the next time I stream the mage anyway. Next week I'm probably going back to the warrior though. I really want to make some progress with Fortius. There's some cool juice that I want to get to for that character class. We can really spice up the regular old warrior pretty well. I just need to get to there's some stuff I need to unlock. A lot of crafting, things like that. Leveling up has been a struggle with him. This guy's leveling up really quickly because of all the things I mentioned before. Ariel is making him level up really quickly. The Mage Stone is making him level up his spells, spell schools very quickly, and his magic skills. Galder Amulet is also right there, making things go faster. So yeah, he's been leveling up like crazy. But Fortius is lagging. But yeah, okay. I had a good time. I think this was a pretty good stream. The world didn't end. It's a debate, not a fight. Okay, I get you. It's just a topic I find. Yeah, smart animals. I mean, nobody gives animals the credit that they're due in terms of intelligence. You see things that surprise you all the time. If you're anything into science, he is the Kyle Hill. I will check him out for sure, because I love that stuff. It's fun for me. Great. All right, so that does it for me, guys. If you like this and you're new to the channel, do check out the links in the description below. We got Magus, we got the Wind. Let's see, the Panicked Monk was in here earlier. Mr. B, Malderoth were. These are people that all kind of run in the same community. So if you liked, you know, the chat and everything that you had here, the kind of things that I'm doing here, a lot of the same stuff is happening over in those channels, and you'll see a lot of the same people there too. So do the clicks and the follows and, you know, the likes and subscribes and all that stuff, okay? All right, I'll see you guys around. Until next time, take care. See you guys.